Martin Luther King said, I have a dream. Barack Obama said, change, yes we can. And I, George, we are saying, power to the people, yes we must. Fellow citizens, fellow Liberians, freedom and power brings responsibility. The responsibility rests upon CDC, the noble party representing the noble people. Before the birth of CDC, we have endured all the pains of poverty and the marginalization. Our heart is heavy with the consciousness of the sorrow. Some of those pains continue even now. However, the past is over, and it is the future that attracts us now. The struggle of the people is the true national one. It is the struggle of the Liberian people, inspired by their own suffering and their own experience. It is a struggle for the right to live. In my time, I have and will dedicate myself to the struggle of the Liberian people. I stand before you humble by your courage, with a heart full of love for all of you. I regard it as the highest honor to lead the CDC at this moment in our history. And in that, we have been choosing to lead our country and people into the new century. I pledge to use all my strength and my ability to live up to your expectation of me as well as of the CDC. I have cherished the ideas of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an idea which I hope whose representative we are will make an appeal to join us with faith and confidence in this great struggle, because this is no time for petty and destructive criticism, no time for ill will or blaming others, but instead we must build a noble palace of free Liberia where all our children may live.
I am in my second term. It has been an extraordinary privilege for me to serve as President of the United States. I cannot imagine a greater honor or a more interesting job. I love my work. But under our Constitution, I cannot run again. I can't run again. I actually think I'm a pretty good president. I think if I ran, I could win. But I can't. So there's a lot that I'd like to do to keep America moving, but the law is the law. And no one person is above the law, not even the president. And I'll be honest with you, I'm looking forward to life after being president. I won't have such a big security detail all the time. It means I can go take a walk. I can spend time with my family. I can find other ways to serve. I can visit Africa more often. The point is, I don't understand why people want to stay so long. Especially when they've got a lot of money. When a leader tries to change the rules in the middle of the game just to stay in office, it risks instability and strife, as we've seen in Burundi. And this is often just a first step down a perilous path. And sometimes you'll hear a leader say, well, I'm the only person who can hold this nation together. If that's true, then that leader has failed to truly build their nation. You look at Nelson Mandela. Madiba, like George Washington, forged a lasting legacy, not only because of what they did in office, but because they were willing to leave office and transfer power peacefully. And just as the African Union has condemned coups and illegitimate transfers of power, the AU's authority and strong voice can also help the people of Africa ensure that their leaders abide by term limits and their constitution. Nobody should be president
Good morning, Clauderia. Good morning, the sweet land of liberty on the continent of Africa, West Africa to be specific, the Republic of Liberia, where His Excellency Ambassador Joseph Human Boakai is seated as president. Well, on this 18th day of September 2024, a blessed Wednesday morning from the nation's capital, Monrovia, I'd like to say good morning and a pleasant welcome to your program, Talk About It. On Talk About It, we discuss issues of national concern. We bring them on the table and for you there in Radio Land. The time to be a part of the program by putting forth your comment, suggestions, and recommendations the way forward on how best we can move our country, Mama Liberia. We disagreed though, but we found a common ground and forced ahead as a people. Well, please be my guest. My name is Israel. Boy, we are seeing. As a matter of fact, I'm a boss. Abraham Godson William will join me as he's already en route to the station as we together have a splendid and more fascinating presentation on the program. Let's take a just about theme song and we just read that. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, let me say good morning again to the peace-loving and resilient people of our dear country, Mama Liberia, that crossed the 15th sub-political division of the Republic of Liberia. I greet you all with clarity and extension this morning. Those of you across the Motorado County within the 17th electoral district, I'd like to say good morning to you. Those of you on your keke, your pimping, your motorbike, on your private or commercial vehicle heading to job or work, I'd like to say good morning. At your business site, I'd like to say good morning. What a pleasant opportunity and privilege to be here this morning. And I'd like to thank you all for the partnership. We appreciate what you do. We love your partnership. Let me say good morning to our folks following us via the social media. You take up your time. Some of you is still late there. It's early in the morning, but you make it your business. You set your clock at an alarm and receiving the notification. You are up to be a part of some of the issues that is unfolding in our country. We appreciate it. We love it. We enjoy it here at Rare Communications Incorporated. And we look forward to seeing more. That is why you need to join us in the partnership. Go on the YouTube, subscribe to Kings FM, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You know, it's important. It's not just going on the YouTube, but it's going there. And then you subscribe, you hit the subscribe button. And mind you now, you're not just subscribing, but you are supporting the efforts of Rare Communications in every front as we together strive to making this institution a more vibrant, a more prominent and engaging a reliable one, relative information dissemination. So that we together conglomerate to be able to talk about key issues relative to the farmers of our country. Your road, those of you in Radio Land, wherever you are, whether you are listening to all via your radio or your speakers, I want you to amplify it so that someone opposite or adjacent your loci, a passerby or a pedestrian, will be a part of the presentation. Wow, what a great time to be here this morning. We like to say, to God be the glory for great things he has done and greater things that he will continue to do. And we are very much grateful. Let me encourage you immediately to start to play your King's Cash giveaway. It's important to play now. Start playing. And you know the code. Just that star 799 star 24 hash. All right? Star 799 star 24 hash. You follow the instructions, of course. When you you're going to see a dashboard open. You're going to see two options. You're going to see one. We say 70 cents USD, 2 LD 100. So if you want to play with the US, you must have at least 70 cents US on your mobile money account. If you want to play LD, you must have at least 100 Liberty, and you walk away with 3,000 Liberian dollars. And this is to spice the presentation. Take care of your business. Start playing. Play as many times you can play. Who knows? You could emerge as one of our lucky winners. So don't forget that star 799 star 24 hash. Press the dashboard. You're going to see two options. Decide which one you want to play with USD. You must have at least 70 cents Liberty, 100 Liberty, and then you that two of the options of yours, and then press OK. It will ask you for your PIN code, definitely, to give the authorization for that money to leave your mobile money account. Of course, you are part, and you are a participant because I want to make sure that you are definitely part. So stop playing now, stop playing, and be a part. Well, it's good to be here, Liberians. Of course, we hope to be joined at 9 o'clock by Honorable Frank Safoko Jr., the Honorable Representative of District 9, Maserado County. He's going to be here with us. We're going to be talking a lot of national issues, starting with the legislature, looking at the budget debate. What do we expect? What the legislators, the legislature, the both houses intend to look at the budget? What are some of the focus points the legislators are going to look at? What the Liberian people should expect in the budget? We also going to look at, legislative engagement. We're going to look at the happenings across Liberia. The lawmaker own participation relative, unfolding events in our country. And so we're going to surround a barrage of national issues, dossiers of them. We're going to be talking about Liberians. All right. Good to be back. We will not get tired talking. Talking is what we do. And we will continue to talk. Because Liberia is all that we got. The talking that we're doing now is the same talking we were doing some 12 years ago. And then 6 years ago. We will not get tired. That is what loyalty is very cardinal. It's very important. When you owe your loyalty to people, you owe loyalty to something. Your best. All of what it takes. All of your intellectual ingredients, you add out of your best to it. And we want to make our country get better. We want to see Liberia on the right trajectory, on the right path. And it is important to do. It's very, very much important to do. Because we have a charge to keep. And that charge is to keep our country on the path of peace. And to make Liberia peaceful at all times, it is incumbent upon our leaders There is somebody that is driving the boat or the ship, and it's that person that has the responsibility to make sure that the peace that we enjoy over the years is preserved. And that person is President Joseph Human Boakai. President Boakai is under application as per our organic law, the Constitution, to protect and uphold. So whatever thing we do in our country, it is the president that will take the lead. It is the president that will be blamed in case of any eventuality, in case of any circumstances. It is the leader of the country that will be blamed. That is why, Liberian, it's very important that we treat each other with respect, with love. When you are there, I must respect you. I must listen to you. I must support you. So that tomorrow when I am there, you will also support me. You will also be along with me. You will align with the things that I do in the interest of those that we show responsibility of. Now, I see some of you blame us. Oh, yes, some of you are pro-poll, some of you are pro-government journalists. Some of you were there advocating for former President Weah when he was in power. Oh, yes, I am a very strong supporter of him. I support him as an individual. I support him, I do. The same way some of you support Joe Baker, the president, as your man. I support George Weah with everything that I have. Because I believed in his astute leadership ability. I believe how charismatic he is and more vision, wisdom minded, and able to drive this country into the right place. So everybody got who they believe in. You there, you believe in President Boakai. I believe in George Weah. That is why I hold my loyalty. That is why I extend to speak. But when we were speaking for him for the 6 years, we were also critical of him, his functionaries, his surrounding, his actions, his decision. Constructively engaging George Weah when he was president. I was critical of many of his followers, his people. The Unity Party government is no exception. The Unity Party government is no exception, Liberians. We cannot build a country. That is why we will not be like the West, because our mindset, our mentality, the way we think, that is what got our country into the stage of retrogressiveness. That is why you see Liberia, we are battling, we are struggling, we are beating butter. We are fighting our way to survive. Look, I praise God so much that many of our people, our brothers and sisters, can live in the white man land. If this awesome opportunity was never provided by God, and those country governments that open up, that other citizens will go to their land for greener pastures, for educational purpose, Liberians trust me, our people who have gone worse, from bad to worse. When George Weah was never in the presidency, when George Weah was not in the presidency, it was the Unity Party under Madam Salif. And George Weah was in opposition. George Weah kept the peace. This peace that we're fighting, that President Baker will protect, George Weah kept this peace. When an election commissioner under Madam Salif came and said it was mistake, taking George CDC result and announcing it and saying, no, that mistake or that Unity Party result will get the CDC. That will have blown things into oblivion and who have plunged our country into instability. George Weah kept the peace. George Weah spoke to his supporters. George Weah has a voice command that his people will listen to. So he kept the peace. He know how precious his peace. And for such a man to have kept the peace, and anyone thing that provoking him or his followers to step up tension, we consider weakening as a medium for which they will do what they want to do, then I think it's a myth. It's a complete myth. So George Weah kept the peace here for 12 years. You know what happened under Madam Sirleaf's administration with CDC? Seditions were brutalized. They were not just brutalized, they were killed in the process on the grounds of their party headquarters. But George Weah was resolute. George Weah had a focus. George Weah saw a bigger picture, Liberia, than any other person. So George Weah knew how to speak to his supporters and said, if you truly love me, George Weah, let's keep the peace. George Weah keeping the peace was no sign of stupidity. It was never a sign of weakness. No, it was never a sign of weakening. When you choose to be submissive, people think you are stupid. You're not stupid. No. The reason why God exalted Jesus above all is because of humility. Christ was humble because he's cognizant that the scripture said that God gave grace to the humble but resists the proud. So George Weah is never a proud man because George Weah is cognizant of the scripture. His upbringing was inside Christendom. And so he has a full understanding, if not in totality, but he has a clear understanding of what it takes to be humble, to be honest, to be sincere, to be transparent. He's not 100% perfect because he's man. But George Weah kept the peace. Despite all of the insult, all of the things that did to seditions, that did to reactions, that did to sympathizers of the CDC, George Weah kept the peace. And that is why the international community, the West African, the economic community of West African states, the AU, the African Union, and all other organizations across the world, they consider George Weah as a peace ambassador. That is why you see George Weah, he worked at the United Nations for 9 consecutive years with the United Nations children. UNICEF. He was the UNICEF peace ambassador. He served, you know why? Because they saw it. It is part of his DNA. It is not something he was doing for flamboyancy. He was not doing it to showcase himself and to eye service. But he was doing it because he had an upbringing. George Weah knew, and he's in the know of what happened to this country for 15 consecutive years, that 250,000 of our people died as a result of some group of greedy people calling themselves, they call themselves the progressive, greedy group of people who has no feeling for this country, no thinking for this country. They kept our country into the state of retrogressiveness and primitivism, and our people continue to struggle while other countries are making significant strides and thinking about how they can put satellite in space. Liberia thinking to build a 1-mile road. When other countries thinking to put satellite in space, Liberia is fighting to build farm to market road. Because our leaders consider us to be nothing. They consider us to be non-entity. George Weah, and you know what I'm saying while I'm saying it? I'm saying it so that you will understand some of the criticism we're doing on Joe Baka. It should not make you Unity Party people this. Because you were the same group of people that criticized George Weah. You were the same group of people that insulted George Weah's grandmother, that insulted Madam Claire Marie Weah, that insulted Joel Howard Taylor, that insulted people. All because you say, oh, NCDC people no come and say leave. George Weah is a very important person in this nation. Not only in Liberia. The Bible said a prophet is never respected. That's true. But Liberia own a prophet about they can disgrace them. In fact, prophets respected other nations. But Liberia, no. If our President Baka, my best friend in this country will be George Weah. My my best friend, my first friend after my wife and my family. The next person will be George Weah. You know why Madam Sally respect George Weah? Shows so much respect that her son, she can born George Weah. But why you think they might have done that of Liberian border politics and the Rock of Gibraltar? One of the Rock. She's not just the owner Rock. Magugba is one of the Rock too. So if Madam Sally, who understand border politics in totality and know all the intricacies, will respect George Weah, because George Weah demonstrates that respect that caused Madam Sally, but this boy can be peace ambassador. It is not something that they saw on the surface. They saw it from within his heart. It is something that dwells within the heart of George Weah. You think why God bless this man? Because God looks into the heart. It's not your credentials. It's not your proximity. It's not how clever you are, your intellectualism, your capacity. No, God looks into the heart of man. Whatever thing happening to George Weah, it is not by mistake. It's coming as a result of humility. It's coming as a result of wisdom. As a result of wisdom. If I was Joe Walker, I would tap into the blessing and the wisdom of this boy. It is not the age. It is not the age. George Weah is carrying something. George Weah is an asset that anybody will want to take advantage of in a more constructive way. But because our leaders, they come on the basis of envy, jealousy, hate. And that is why this country will not go the way it should go. That is why it will not go the way it should go. If I were Joe Parker, George Weah will be a very close son of mine. Why? Why? Why you think Joe Parker will actually need George Weah by himself? Why you think? If I were Joe Parker, there are many reasons, and the most important reasons why I would draw George Weah close is because God used this boy. God used this boy to get me to the place I am. God used George Weah to get me to the place I am. So I cannot let him go. He is an asset. When we recognize the value of people by reason of their impartation in our lives, and we think that it is not by mistake, it is a divine manifestation of what has physically transpired in our undertaking, then we allow God to be seen as the bigger man in the entire picture of what we do. President Biden is a deacon in his church. And I expect him to be more spiritual, scripture minded, to allow these boys to tell him that George Weah is a threat to your presidency, and that President Walker will now pay George Weah back with hate, pay him back by sending police at his party headquarters to brutalize his partisans, and those partisans are citizens of the Republic of Liberia. They are under the jurisdictions of Joe Walker administration. And they are to be protected as per the oath that Joe Walker took. I will uphold and defend the Constitution. I will protect my people. And the people include seditions. If I were President Walker, my best friend, my closer friend would be George Weah, because George Weah is an asset. Besides, God used this boy to get me to where I am. Because if George Weah was a wicked man, if George Weah was a tyrant president, if George Weah was a dictator president or dictatorial, if George Weah was an authoritative president, George Weah, if he was that wicked Nebuchadnezzar president of the president, Joe Walker would have never been around anywhere in our nation border politics. The name Joe Walker would have never surfaced anywhere. Because when Joe Walker needed assistance more, he needed it most. There was nobody neither the Bwaka. There were nobody that could turn in the turn of time for President Bwaka. There was nobody anywhere. No Bwakas, not the Tantan, not the Fefen, not the Samukas, not the Yumale, not the Mo Ali, not the Tuets. There were none of them anywhere to do what was needed to get President Bwaka to where he is. But God located a man called George Weah to be the one to solve that problem that needed to be solved. If I were Joe Bwaka, you think that man at George Weah are supposed to tear away from me? I should let go to allow a group of sycophants, a group of greedy people, self-centered people to come and control me. I know what this boy have done for me. What God have done for me through this boy. If it have not been for God to use George Weah, Bwaka would have not been on earth. Our Bwaka would have not been alive. There is nothing to hide about this whole thing, Liberians. If it have not been God and using George Weah, Joe Bwaka would have not been alive to even say he's president. Because when he fell and collapsed, that's the truth about it. He fell, anybody can fall to the ground and collapse. So Joe Bwaka's situation is not only him. Anybody can fall to the ground and collapse. George Weah didn't call any of us that you consider as pro-government journalist structure hosts at that time and said, this is the document. This is the document. So don't forget, be playing your King's Cash giveaway, *799 *24# and follow the instructions there and be a part. Okay, I will soon. I know when I was announced the first winner. So I'm honored with you. If I was President Bwaka, nobody. Where were the Tuets? Where were the Alites? Where were the Samukars? Where were the Tanapolis? Where were the Chocolates? Where were the Gafuams? Where were these people? They were nowhere to be found. It was a boy called George Weah that God Almighty said, I will use this boy to restore that life to Joe Bwaka. That is the man today Joe Bwaka consider his enemy. It's the man today that Joe Bwaka see as a threat when he's already president. Instead of him being joyful, he's stressful, he's worrisome, he's beaten butter. He's worried so much about a man who God used to get him to where he is. Everything that happened in this nation, Liberian, listen to me. God's word will never return void. It will accomplish all that which it's been said to accomplish. It is that spirit that is in Liberians today. And that's why people who live in the diaspora, when they send in $20, they don't appreciate it. They send in $50, they never say thank you. They go and sit on the liquor table and drinking the $50 and telling their friend he spent 32 years in China with that $50 God send you. She spends say yes, someone here in America, that $10 she sent me, but it's the $10 you're being here, you sitting down to that table, you drinking. It is that attitude that we see in our leaders that manifests down to our children. What is happening today? That they are running to President Weah. And I heard Jerry Limerick Pierre sit down there, have the proclivity and audacity to stand behind that podium to spare out a lot of misleading information. All because he wants to protect himself and appear to be that he's on top of the issues when he's not. These are the people misleading President Bwaka. These are the people that surround the old man and make him to forget his root. President Bwaka, I want you to realize God will always use man to get situations soft. God will always, he was not come down from heaven. What he's going to do, he's going to manifest himself into a man to solve whatever given situation. When you fell flat to the ground, the almost sweating that wearing all the best clothes and all the best shoes and passing around here with all of their flamboyancy. And they are blasphemous and boxterious. The more I leave, a man living with albinism and refused to register himself to the albino society, or will be bustling around here that they got what it takes. They can go after seditions. It is because God used a man, Joe Barker, to get you where you are. If I was you, President Barker, I'd see George Weah as an asset. I will not see George Weah as a threat to man. Because God used this man to get you to where you are. For you to be living today, it is God using George Weah. We had the opportunity to sit with George Weah. George Weah never peaked among the journalists, the talk show. In fact, George Weah prioritized those who were causing him than us who were propagating the issue of his government. You know how many times they looked at them, but they would take the recording and send it to Prophet Key. They would sit down and eat the rice, drink the wine, and their big stomach. They get charged and they pay their way. What George Weah have done to many of them. And the president, George Weah were evil. Joe Barker, I want you to know, my president, George Weah is an access. When you fail to realize and demonstrate an attitude of gratitude and don't realize that this man that you hate today, it is the man that God used to get you to where you are leading yourself into the bottom slip pit. You are leading yourself. And that is why, President Barker, I want you to know what is happening around you today. All these calamities, all these predicaments, and all these impediments, and all these difficult times you are going through in your administration, it's all because you have refused to be appreciative. President Barker, you have refused, and God knows it all that you have refused. George Weah is not your enemy. Why will you allow one Buchumbata Keita who knows nothing about Liberia, who only come to suck the milk of our country and will sit right behind you, old man, and tell you, say, go after George Weah? Why will you sit them and listen to one Samuka who can break down, no hay, no tea, people can be paid? We come and tell you, say, go after this ball. Why will you sit down, Mr. President, and allow Mamaka ability who want to benefit $10 million and bring in dubious deed that will put our country into a stage and connecting our nations with terrorists? They tell you, say, hit that ball. And you, President Barker, you brave enough to see George Weah as your enemy? George Weah is supposed to be your son. He is your son. If I were you, the way I would draw this ball close to me, they will wonder, well, wait, now what happened to Barker? Why Barker so close to George Weah? You know why? Wisdom is a defense. The Bible said, as money answereth all things. So wisdom is a defense. And that is the what you're supposed to use as a defense. Wisdom. You are an elderly man, President Barker, but you fail to allow wisdom to take root. You feel you can run the country on your own understanding, and it will lead you to destruction. What is happening today? You're asking George Weah to go with you to the United Nations. You think all these things are happening because God wants you, Barker, to know that this man who you think is not important, this is the man I used to save your life. The breath that you breathe is not for you. I give it to you. It's because I saw humanity, I saw love, I saw heart for nation building. In this man, I try to restore you. You have all your people around you, Senator Lauren, and all of them were here. They were politicizing your head. They never care. Look, let me tell you something, Labyrinth. I sat down with former President Weah, and he told every one of us, he said, including this, the Unity Party generally were in the opposition at that time. If I sat down a lady and were throwing talk at George Weah, I painted her. At the end of the day, she don't want to chew it. She even chew the chicken and chew the bone behind it. And they pay her way. George Weah, the only president you go to his house, he even called generally for meeting. I was there. George Weah signed on a paper to transport every one of us. Every one of us. He signed on a piece of paper and gave the paper to Aaron Colley, our veteran senior journalist. They say generally now over there, they took their Sonny and sent it to Prophet Key and said, President, we have to get money. He bribing us. And George Weah said to you, gentlemen, let me tell you, the medical report of Joe Barker, they sent it to me. They sent it to me. George Weah. Joe Barker medical report. Have I told any of you The journalists, including people who talk for me. And I call anyone you and give it to you, so you go talk, you have Joe Baca medical report. No, I will not do it. Why? Because life is short. Nobody knows tomorrow. We are brothers. When you see George Weah do that song, we are brothers, these are the reasons why he said we are brothers. No matter what happened, despite our political affiliations, our religious creed, our geography, we are brothers. It changes nothing. George Weah is an asset. Whether Baca likes it or not, George Weah is an asset. Until Joe Baca can realize that this is the man that God used to save his life, and this man is an asset to making his government succeed, Baca will continue to struggle and struggle. I'm not swearing him, but he will struggle. As I speak, Baca government struggling because they said they came to rescue. Nobody that going to rescue you. Look, when I'm going to rescue somebody, that means the situation is chaotic. That means the situation has amplified to a level that requires sufficient of rescuer. And the kind of tactics and strategies that they will strategize to getting rid of that situation will be of high saga. It will be of high level. That George Weah today, Baca, you see as your enemy. Look, it must swear, all of you, more and all of you who pack up. The level that George Weah has reached in life, none of you can reach there. Your children you born, they will not reach there. They will not. It is because of this hate. That is why the country is looking this way. That is why you see us struggling. Anything that happens here is affecting everybody. But you know, I am a child of exemption. You know why? Look at my hand. Those of you on the Facebook, look at my hand. Why do you see I'm carrying a banner? I'm a winner. I'm a child of exemption. I flourish all through the year and the years to come. What is happening in our country? Look, you think Madame Sely, they don't know what they were doing? When Madame Sely made George Weah the ambassador, peace ambassador, she saw it in the spirit. She saw it in the spirit. It was not something that she was just doing because she wanted to do it, but she saw it that this child, this boy called George Weah, is not just an ordinary man. He is an extraordinary man. That is why George Weah told you he's not a politician. There's some of you, the Unity Party people, but you're not a politician. What you can't do there? Because you lack understanding. And I told you that he's not a politician. He is a God-sentient. A man sent by God. Somebody who look at you, you fall down to the ground, you collapse, you can't even die. And they take money and send you. And not just send you, but make follow-up and make sure that you are well, you are healthy. You come back and you go to the person, you decide to contest with that person. And the person stay in the setting, in the seat as the leader of the nation. And still have that authoritative voice to command and control and order as a commander-in-chief. Pick up his telephone. Pick up his telephone and say, good morning, Ambassador Baca. Congratulations. How possible? I know you, President Baca, you were shocked. How possible can that be, Liberians? We are in a competition. The body responsible to do the official pronouncement have not done so. And I call you within a twinkling of an eye, or I call you Nicodemously in the middle of the night and say, congratulations. What am I congratulating you about? You shocked because the results have not been announced. Is it the kind of man I'm supposed to let go? Is it something within the man that I need to tap into? George Weah is an asset. The reason why the foreign minister traveling to countries that are not, they're not agreeing to come to Liberia to help is because they don't see love in this government. They don't see unity in them. They don't see a government that is more reconciliatory. So they are not moved to come to Liberia. Because for me to go among a group of people to invest, I have to see the unity. I have to see cohesiveness. I are to see that they are loving, they are caring people. If I put my money in that society, I will yield the needed results. But where the people are divided and you expect them to go invest, that is why investors are not coming. How many investment conferences have they not had? They had one to the ministerial complex. They sent for the senator of Bapolu County, Senator Amara Kone. He went there, he told them, you must start taking bribe from people. If you want investors to come, start forcing people to get your 20 million, 10 million, you'll go meet in Dubai, Casablanca. And you'll give them, you'll take the money, you're taking kickback. You're going to be the same leader, you'll go, you'll lobby for investor. The investor come to the country, then you'll take huge amount of money for them as lobbyist fee. As if to say you are their lobbyist. You want investor to come, you'll get checkpoint all around the city as if to say that same what we're fighting. I come in this morning, early this morning, come over, let Papi Solo. The police got him made right to the bridge. The bridge already deplorable. It's bad. That bridge already shaking. Good is not thinking about going to face that Gabriel talk up with the bridge shaking. That bridge shaking, let me tell you today so you can know that bridge is shaking. He didn't care to go there. To even pass that pop hole where President Baga will be passing most of the time, the American ambassador will pass. He will not use that story you will pass do class and do community pass looking time to go. Then they put checkpoint there. Early in the morning, police put heavy checkpoint. The pop holes are already there. The big holes are there. We got to tell them, I'm moving, man. What do you want to put? We're fighting war. Greg, you come and pack checkpoint all around. All you say, we're fighting. What kind of fight you can fight? When we're talking about fighting, you can't fight. When we were fighting, you were nowhere. You were babies around you drinking milk. We were strategists. We were not fighting, taking guns. We were strategists. Look, let me tell you, whether Baka you like it or not, until you realize that George Weah is not your enemy, George Weah is your access, you will continue to struggle in your administration. Just barely 1 year, you have not gone 1 year. See what is happening in your country? See how life looking for by your own parties. September 17, when you people were booksturious and blush pumpers, you were involved into pump and pageantry all around here. You were gallivanting and thinking that you are the best. That yesterday your party headquarters looked like ghost town. It looked like the town of Butuo. It reminded me of the 1990s when we had the opportunity to travel around and see some of the villages and towns that they were abandoned and isolated. That's how your party headquarters was looking yesterday. Because your own people are disenfranchised. Your own people are dissatisfied. They are angry celebrants. They are angry. You think they're even happy with you, President Baka? They're not happy because you are wrongly proceeding. Why? Because you have refused to show an attitude of gratitude by embracing the one who God has used to keep you to where you are, to use him as an access to get a successful administration going. See, you have not gone 1 year, President Baka. See how struggling you are in your administration. George Weah, in his first year, George Weah experienced the biggest protest ever. But in the time of protestation, God's manifestation was breaking into fruition and reality, the happenings of the day. In the midst of protestation, God was bringing into manifestation the reality of development under George Weah. In barely few months, you could see community roads being built. You could see projects being lifted high. In the period of 1 year of George Weah didn't struggle in its 1 year. No, it happens within a twinkling of an eye. It happens. You know why? Because when you have God will do it for you. You will not understand where it's coming from. Many of you, you don't listen. That is why when you don't listen, you are taking the way you are taking. Look, President Baka, you got to go back into your closets and redefine and re-refine your mentality and your thinking as a leader. You are a leader, but you refuse to allow the access to bring the development to our country. It is the access you are running to now. Today, the people telling you that here is a man who started the process. We will appreciate you even bringing him, go there, negotiate, talk to him. Why do you think the international community respect this man? You call him, the foreign minister call him a global peace icon. Not just a local, not on the national level, not on the local level, on a global scale. Is that a man that you see today to be an enemy? Is that a man today you see to be threat? That you allow people that sit around you who know nothing about how the people that suffer for Unity Party, they enjoy nothing. You collect bunch of greedy people, bunch of idiots. You collect bunch of idiots. You collect them and put them around you, circle them around you, bunch of rogues, corrupt group of people. You collect them at the detriment of the ordinary Unity partisans. You piss. Your people cannot afford to pay school fees, President Braga. You are there. You are going after the assets. You are going after the one God used to get you to where you are today. Creating distractions, living the basic issues of life. As we're speaking here, rest, gradually press going up. You're not worried about it. Your comment minister passing around here. Here. Then Jerry Limit Pia won't go stand over there and talk when he's sincere. So you can say he can talk. Let's sit down. They and George, we are not cry. The name Jerry Limit Pia is not even well known right here in West Point. The name Jerry Limit Pia is not even recognized in Jacket in Looking Town. Before I'm talking about play the Didicom. Didicom is somewhere around, is within the proximity of the confines of Teparo. Didicom, some people call it Zonotan. Jerry Limit Pia, nobody knowing that. These are the people that will come and insult George Weah. One sound then say and they're putting their mouth on George Weah. They are insane. President Braga, you can recalibrate. It is not late, my papi. You are not going one yet. See what is happening to your leadership. Until you realize that George Weah is an asset, President Braga, you will fight all over the place. You will do gentleman agreement. You will bring all the MOU to Liberia. Nothing will come to fruition. You know why? Because the people will not trust you. Because they get to know that the boy who just take power and give it to you free of charge. Free of charge. Who could just give instruction and they flog all of you and whip you. He took power and gave it to you free of charge. Call you, even down Mahoma, the commissioner, not the result yet. But John, we are calling you and say, Papi, take it. We got to save our country. Because you yourself, you say, if they play with the election, you will bring Liberia down. They give it to you. That it made you going after President Braga. You don't need to be ungrateful, Papi. You know that one your children will also be ungrateful. You see, that seed, it is a spirit. We call it transparent of spirit. It is a soul-tied spirit. See, when you choose to look at people who have played a more pivotal role in your life, they are not playing it because they like you. They are playing it because it is a divine instruction. It is a divine instruction. For George Weah to come and take money and say to hospital, you fall and fly on the ground. Prince Johnson say you collapse, you almost die. For George Weah to take money and say you, and not just say you, but calling the hospital, Hama Papi. Call the Oma, how I say, how thing, sending Kalako to the horse. They make sure they are there to test base. You're there, will always drop. Every day they take out your devil there, they carry it. They do all they can to make sure you are happy, old man. That the man today you look at to be enemy to you, President Braga, that George Weah you see to be your enemy. Will you fight the hand that feed you? Will you fight the finger? And you get bunch of greedy people, bunch of rogues sit down around you. They want to compare themselves with George Weah. Let Mo Ali go to the United Nations and go talk. When they know the name Mo Ali say it's scary. If that Mo Ali go to America with James, because he need connected with so many things. Mo Ali that albino, he refused to go to a partition looking office to register. He's a person living with albinism. He refused. Amos can go to that United Nations and talk to anybody that listen to him. He won't listen to him. They need Amos to who know it to the UN. The name of we wouldn't know it around looking at Broad Street, our man. He's popular among that where the ball grew up. The other area he's popular at United Party and FPRC compound. The name of where is not nowhere at the United Nations. Who know the name Darius DeLong? At the UN, who know the name Senator Lobby? Who know their names at the United Nations? Who know their names? Continue to play your King's Card giveaway. Don't forget that *79 and *24 hatch, of course. So after that, we let the traffic give him my chief hard time here. My boss man, and God said we continue to play your. I think I will soon do the first broad. Let me see something. So what am I saying all these things like that? I'm saying it because it's important. I'm saying it. It is very important. It's cardinal. It's significant. We must not stay down here and say, George, we are not assets. And you United Partisan people, you sit down there and Joe Baker, you allow these children. No, Papi, don't do it. George Weah is an asset, whether you like it or not. George Weah is an asset. What are you struggling for today? George Weah didn't struggle for it. You have not gone belly. You have not gone belly 1 year in your administration, Joe Baker. You are struggling. You are beating butter. You are fighting your way. You are an experienced old man that spent 40 some odd years in government with all of the knowledge that you got there. Why are you struggling? It's because you refuse to listen to the voice of reasoning. If George Weah was not asset, look, do you know the respect the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, AU, the West, the European Union, they got for this? When you went to Indonesia, when you went to Indonesia for your MOU, the European Union came down, the justice actions to meet George Weah. I would never ever in my life be ungrateful. When the challenges were here at King's happened before AB came, and I had a recommendation to go to Kia Radio. I went there. When I left from there, when I resigned from there and decided to return to base, as per instruction. You saw my first presentation yesterday. I said thank you to Christopher Kia. He is the CEO of the Kia Humanitarian Foundation. I said thank you to him. I said thank you to Monique Kishan. I said thank you to Josh Sibo, Moses Flomo, because they are the team. They gave me the opportunity to be there for that white, for what I could do. I kept the team at that station together. As the acting station manager, you think I have one position? I can say I won't be, I won't hold a position, I won't hold a title. You know, I be the station manager. There are too many that were there attached to it. But we understand political tutorage. So we're now rushing. But we have to leave because we have to leave. But we didn't see them as not an asset. They are. I can talk about Care Foundation on my show anytime I want to, because the CEO is a wonderful man. It's done nothing to me. He's impacting the life of many Liberians. Quite recently, he dedicated a building in the Twefan area for a young girl. I see him as an access to development in our country. Look, if until Joe Baker can realize that George Weah is an asset and George Weah is not a threat to him, Baker will continue to struggle. I'm not swearing you, Papi. I'm telling you the truth. And absolutely the truth. The truth will hurt you, but the truth will heal you. All these guys you see around you today, that the simple are telling Joe Weah not bad man, oh, Joe Weah not bad man. But the people around Joe Weah, that then spoiling Joe Weah. Joe Weah not bad man. Joe Baker a bad man. Joe Baker not bad man. The thing Baker doing a bad, so Joe Baker a bad papi. Joe Baker the bad old man. So the bad people around it, they are bad together. So they are a bunch of calamities. Calamities are surrounding his calamity. The people around are calamity. The government are calamity. The all the things are calamity. So you see, because it's coming as a result of the kind of person he is. Put it in your shoe. That's why I see most of you talking. I can just look at you and move from you because you just get free more. I don't waste my time. The Bible said, "He that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life." I can't waste my time to be talking tabata among some of you. Put it in your shoe. How can somebody and you live in the community? Their parents, all their family members there, they get sick. Nobody willing to go spend their money to carry them to the hospital, to take them out of the country. And you say, oh, send out the chairman of this community, and this papi that elder, he was around. Let me show. But let me have money. You all the money. You say you poor, you taking loan. But let me help you. And you take all of your monies and you put it behind the old man, the person in the community, and you take it out of the country, or take him to Guinea, or Yamoussoukro, or in Abidjan, and you spend all the money, take the person to the best of hospitals, and that person is healed. They are well. What do you expect in return? What do you expect in return? I'm talking to you. You hear me, ready? You are saying what I am talking to. What do you expect? If that person come and say they want to be community chairman, you are the community chairman, and you go into the competition and then get a community result, and you call it in the net and say, oh, you manage. I call you to congratulate you. In the absence, the same man that was there for you, that took you to hospital that God used so that you will not die. And you go in competition with that man, and that man call you in the absence of the official pronouncement and say, congratulations, Chokpele. Congratulations, Falo. How will you feel? That person congratulate you. Then that same person that will stretch and do all that thing. Then you wake up, somebody tell you, say that man won, that your enemy. And then you start to hate him. You start to tell people to go after him. You start to tell people to go after your family, to go after his children. How will you feel when somebody do that kind of thing to you? How do you see that? It's not ungratefulness. You don't think you need to use me as former chairman now, so I tell you what all been happening in the community, show you all the loopholes so that you are able to succeed because it is our community. But then you say, Israel don't need to live in the community. Israel don't deserve to be here because Israel is a bad man. Israel can talk. Israel, he get too much problem. He will not be here. The very Israel that God used to save your life, you fall down flat on the ground, you're more already twist. That the Israel man you see as a person of them antagonistic. You see Israel as your threat. You see Israel as an impediment. But it is the Israel that God used to save your life. It is the Israel that God used to get you to where you are. Because Israel has the authority to say no to you being the community chairman. What will you do? I'll flog you. I'll whip you. I'll brutalize you. I will scratch your face. And you sit down and you think Joe Parker proceeded right there? The old man is a bad party. Now, only bad people will do that kind of thing. Carrying the Nebuchadnezzar spirit. George Weah is an asset. Until President Bwaka goes back to his classes and redefine and recalibrate to realize that George Weah is not a threat to him, Bwaka will struggle with it. I mean, I'm swearing you about it, but I'm telling you reality. I'm from Winners Chapel. I'm clear. I'm telling the grace of Bishop David Oyelepo. And you like it, you don't like it. Oh man, I'm telling you the truth. You are a deacon in your church. You can't carry this title and you treating people who were there for you, man. That's why the young people are so ungrateful. They send them to intellectual centers in the type areas and then their internet suffer, spending 8 hours, 12 hours, uncle then standing, working hard, throwing cartoon. They will work and poo father. They do all that thing to clean and do the one. They take their money and send it to you to Liberia. And say you're 10 in the community. Let me say, $100 for my 5 beginning. Because beginning when we're around. They say you're 100 of you 2020. Then you receive the 20 and you tell your friend. Look at my man Israel. Israel where America you spend 8 years. You know what I mean? $20. Then your big head and looking the iron rack. You sit over there, you go back Alao. You go back Atawi with my $20 that you say, I spent 8 years in America, I say you $20. But at the $20 you eating, that the $20 you buy chicken, the $20 you buy yogurt. Your head are looking the iron right there, Wolobisi Mountain that they gave for the yellow machine. You said that you eating my $20, but you condemning me among the people, your friend. That all the years I spent in America, and it's coming as a result of Joe Bwaka not appreciating people. The day President Bwaka get to realize that George Weah is an asset, it might be late for him. It might be too late.
It might be too late. Whether you like it or not, George Weah is an access to this country development. Look, the white men believe in this boy. Look, for George Weah to take power over in Liberia, in Africa, even Baka can do it. If Baka was president, he will never do it. For George Weah to take power over, I get cool. Na susuna, the one could make all your spirit. Na susuna. In fact, the Holy Spirit it left me. Okay, it ran away. For George Weah, for an African leader, they were power sweet. They were power sweet. You turn power over. Amen. It got to be God. It got to be a man. It got to be a leader. Because George Weah is the political Nehemiah. I call him the political Nehemiah. Because he came to rebuild the walls. Baka fought and flat to the ground. You all know kick it. Prince, you don't see how Prince Johnson can describe the old man and he fought down to the ground. Baka more almost with that Prince Johnson probably was sitting down where well, when you want gain change, you want to take the whole country for his one. He said Baka was ungrateful. Look, George, like all the newspaper then. Yeah. New Republic coming up today again. We are accept or not as government awaits his response. It's on the newspaper. The New Republic, they still waiting for George Weah response. When you are blessed, you are blessed. No man can curse. No man can curse. You know how many United Party people were in the ring for Baka? Baka sacked those children's parents. Joe Baka is to show you how level the old man can outback to people. He sacked the people's family. The very children that were beating part of young people were Buka dancer. The Buka dancer now that they were calling George Weah. Today, Joe Baka gave them Zialetule. He gave them Zialetule. Yeah, then their children are in school. You know how many children will not go to school this year? Because President Baka decided to pour pain in the hearts of even his own unity partisans. Do you know how many children will not go to school this year? Do you know how many kids will not go to school? Then I hear one minister of gender talking say they will put people on the street to get. Go tell somebody. Your president said he's sacking everybody. He's sacking people, the people who voted for him, who suffer for him. Sack the people, the put out send their children to school. They decide to send the children to go say. Then you say you send tackles on Broad Street to collect people children. You must be prepared for fighting. You already frustrate the people. Then you send out the one ministry, you want to make Joe Baka happy, you will send people around the street. You'll be around fooling the old man. Okay, no, Baka will continue to travel. The one Baka increase his money, his budget, he offered budget, he reduced the money for drugs, he reduced the money for this. See the amount of drugs that come in the country. They arrested one to RIA. They just arresting drugs under Joe Baka administration. All type of drugs coming. The other drug can just make you be trimming. Another one coming can just make you dancing. The drugs are coming. How many of you open your mouth now to talk? Joe Weah brought Cooch. Joe Weah brought Georgia Baka brought Reggae Joe. The other one they call it Reggae Smile. Get a Bob Marley and make you just shaking. How many of you open your mouth to talk? Baka reduced the money to fight drugs. How many of you? Baka reduced everybody money and made money plenty. When you travel, you bring one big cartoon photo of MOU and give it to you. Then Jeremy Pierre standing over there and talking. He's smiling. I let that go. You know what I love about Jeremy Pierre? A beer. I don't let anything on a beer. A beer you can know straight ombre. That's what you get. Now I can see. He come and just give your rhetorics. So Baka will travel, Baka can he bring big cartoon in the car, follow so MOU, and the people not coming. No, nobody will come to this country. You know why? Because of President Baka's attitude towards George Weah. The reason why people are reluctant, they feel complacent. Because the way Joe Baka chose to treat a man who God used to save his life, and that's why people reluctant to come to this country. Ask them why many of them can go to America. Even as they won't prepare themselves to go with Joe Baka, you know that most of them, they will not get a visa. Do you know that most of Joe Baka officials then did not visa? They will not go there. You know, that the same job we are made taking to talk to the people. No, these people that see the government, that get a bunch of unsincere, ungrateful group of people you see. So that one more of them can be going through it, but the rest of them, that greater gods. President Baka, you listen to me. Your people listening to me. Until you see George Weah as an access to you and not an enemy to you, you will struggle with this administration. You will fight all around the place. You will go here and go. And you went to get Walogisi. All the demon, all the devil in Walogisi wake up and say they're waiting for you. Where the yellow machines? What a D. It broke down. It broke down. One man that they wake up in the morning. They went to call people to go hold the machine in the net. My picking come and say the hauling, but we are the hauling. After watching, he said the yellow machine from where they say from the barrel. After what they carrying it, he said no man land. Shameful. You think our country? No, if Joe Baka if he have demonstrated the same thing that George Weah demonstrated, but now this country, you see investor pooling. George Weah just thought of my major kind of a in our country. He do anything let people talk, but we bail a bureau. But the men left power. The men took power and gave it to you. The men won the election. He web drove and went to your house. They sat down with you in your sitting room. While you are listening to your nothing 20 radio, the men sat right by you and said, Pape, Liberia has won. The election finished. I'm president of Liberia. Say your people who will work. You agree, Joe Baka, you agree, you and your wife. George Weah kept most of your United Partisans, people that came from under Madam Salif. George Weah didn't touch them. But they were the one undermining George Weah administration to support you. But when you fell to the ground flat, you almost died. None of them could come to help you. They Yumane, they Sakile, they whatever, they what. It was George Weah who was president and came to your rescue. It was not by mistake, it was the doing of God. That he will use George Weah to restore your health, to restore your life. You think that kind of man is supposed to live by your side? What did George Weah want from you? George Weah don't want nothing, President Parker. George Weah can travel anytime, any day, anywhere. They will recognize him. When George Weah just take his car and just count on the overhead bridge, everybody will leave their market. But I bet you, Joe Baka, you come to the overhead bridge, people start sucking, hissing their teeth and knocking bottle on the ground for you to go. Because this is not what they expected from you. See the hardship in the country. See how our people are suffering under this government. Now say you came to rescue everything hard. Then the man, your son, who you to stand back to, oh, my son, you are here. Oh, let's see how you can help your papi. That the man, you wake up and say, you're like a play, you call Sylvester Griffin. You're my disgrace that man. You able to disgrace George Weah? President Baka, you able to disgrace George Weah? Your police director, Gregory Cuomo, he able to disgrace George Weah? None of you, not a man born by woman can disgrace George Weah. None of you in this government can ever disgrace George Weah. I tell you, I don't see the man born by woman that can say he can disgrace George Weah. Baka never made that mistake. Never in your life that you can ever disgrace George Weah. It will be the end of anything you ever think about. No man born of a woman in this nation can disgrace. You know why you can disgrace George Weah? Because God will never allow it. He said they will dig their own hole. They will eat their own flesh and drink their own blood. Never. Never. And that's why I said you think you will erase CDC from the map. There will be no CDC. It can never happen. President Baka, don't allow these children around you to be fooling you, papi. You don't have a future anymore. The future is for your children and your children's children. Stop creating a scene. Do not allow your children and their children to be the victim of the circumstances. Don't do it, papi. All the men around you that's not stealing the phone. All of them I was causing George Weah around. And all them stealing the rat around here. When they ready to steal the other money, they had it. Then when you pull your eye, you move your eye from there. They say, Baga. He said, no. Baga. They say, Papi. Alors, he said, no. No, he said that Joe, we are your see, that Joe, we are your enemy. That Joe, we are who bait it. Look at since Taylor bait that place. That the player been using that all VIP lot. George Weah travel. George Weah is not just a leader. George Weah is an entrepreneur. George Weah is an humanitarian. George Weah is an educationalist. So George Weah, I consider him as a versatile individual. When you are versatile, you play a multiple role in whatever given circumstance. So George Weah is a versatile individual. So George Weah will not travel and see places, then he can bring it to his country. When George Weah saw that place and said that very invisible part, they love make most of you say George Weah can be people. They play with big coming and they play with land on the invisible part. That play where when playing can 1 year, it will come after 2,000 years. Today, the same people that were costing George Weah man that they were using PHP. And not PHP, but the invisible part. Whenever George Weah travel out of the country, he will bring an idea. What kind of idea Braga bring? The idea that Braga brought, it was the idea that we might put one boot to Bolivar. There is nowhere in the world you will see security camera. Nowhere. The great United States, before I talk about Abidjan, you can't see the security camera. But Joe Braga, their project, they put one boot over there and say pay 35,000. They put the camera straight to EW Junction. It don't work that way. And then other UP guy just got Vela, they say, get the boot. A UPS, he blanked the whole boot. They move and see the one they put there. Ba. Because of George Weah, Babolu today they get hospital, we got refer hospital for the Western region. And I was Braga, but when I'm supposed to listen to Mela Mo Ali, I'm supposed to listen to Twitter. For what? Because they're not connected. Nobody knows Mo Ali at the UN. George Weah is recognized everywhere. So what? I can use this man as an access for a blessing to my nation. It is the mistake that George Weah, Joe Braga made to ever deny George Weah even access to the bill. The man paid a plate, then you say, now your money, a taxpayer money. But he paid it for the nation. And you have the proclivity and the audacity. Amen. Look, Joe Braga, George Weah, not your enemy. If anybody told you that George Weah is your enemy, they fool you. They mislead you. You was misguided. Going after sedition, telling judges to turn upside down, people to turn the case around so you can disgrace. You can't disgrace CDC, President Parker. You can't disgrace George Weah. George Weah is blessed. No, you know what? Because George Weah was the man that God used to save your life. When you fell flat, Prince Justice said flat on the ground, you collapse. That George Weah God used. That's what open. I think I got like a few minutes and I open the telephone lines, but you few more minutes. Let me see quickly. But keep playing your King's Catch Game of Way. Please play. Don't forget, I want you to dial star 799 star. Dial star 799 star 24 hash. And then you follow the instruction. If you play it's simple, you win $3,000. You win $3,000. Please don't call. I open the telephone line. Don't interrupt my discussion. I'm still before the class. All right. I'm just trying to give a synopsis about the catch. So take advantage. That is the good thing about King's FM. That's the good thing about all of our platforms. When you participate, you're not just a participant, but you are a beneficiary. When you're not just playing a participatory role, but you become a beneficiary. So to benefit, dial star 799 star 24 hash. Then when you OK it, a dashboard will open. You will see two options. One, you will see 70 cents USD. You will see 100 LD. All depends what you have on your mobile money account. If you have US and you want to play US, you dial 1 and it will subtract 70 cents US. When you dial it, you will have the option. It will tell you enter your PIN code. So you enter your PIN code, bam, you are in the draw. Automatically, you go walk away with 3,000 Liberian dollars. It is just easy. And trust me, as time progresses, it will increase It will get to a peak, it will reach its zenith, and you will like it. And so, Liberian, before I open the telephone lines, I want you to know, President Biden, I want to tell you, George Weah is not your enemy. George Weah is not your enemy. The sooner you get to know, the better the chances are to see Liberia transform. George Weah will never be your enemy, because if George Weah was your enemy, trust me, Papa, you know here with by this time you were King Solomon, then you were Nebuchadnezzar, then you were Abraham, then Abraham Buson. That way you are. If George Weah was your enemy, he's not. All the things these guys are doing around you, all these chicanery, all these tactics, they are meant to paint you black. Look at you go at the ECOWAS Sun. You go among your friend leader and nobody know you. When we are gathered among world leaders, everybody want to rub shoulder because he is Africa best, European best. Everybody want to rub shoulder with a man. Look, let me share with you something. This gone Sunday, I was shocked, Liberians. I was shocked. This gone Sunday, my pastor Adifila, his time in Liberia at the labs, and so Winners Chapel is a kind of church that we do not allow people to take predominance and think that they have the jurisdictions over the congregants. And so when they set as resident pastor, they can tell the people, no. Winners Chapel, after every 2 years, we rotate our pastors. And the essence is not to make the members feel bad. It's to keep us focused, so that people will not see the pastors as their God. They will not be eye service to them forever. No. So we changed them to do away with church politics and some of the attitudes that surround Christendom happened. So every 2 years we change our pastor. So we went there on Sunday to change. A new pastor came, a missionary pastor, Carway Branch. So I went there to minister with the choir. They were always like me to minister, to do my thing in the bathroom. So they wanted to do some dialect songs. And so they thought that, we actually articulate well in the Kru vernacular and then also in the Bassa vernacular. So we have some Bassa songs in Kru something to do. So I went there, dressed up in my political attire, because what I wore, one of them political suits. I didn't go prepared as a church. So I went there and we did one cool. When the man came on the pulpit to preach, Liberians, I was shocked, including people that were attending the service. The man mentioned the name of George Weah. Look, to my gracious God, if Allah call anybody from Winners Chapel, call where? Before getting to Cape Town, go there. Ask anybody if the new pastor that came to Liberia mentioned George Weah on the pulpit. If he said no, I will change my nationality from Liberian, I will change it myself. I will become a Ukrainian. I will go to be a Ukrainian citizen. If they say, I will resign from King's Heaven now. If the pastor didn't mention George Weah's name, I was sharing it with AB in the office. I said, Chief, a pastor, a missionary. The man said on the pulpit, I am blessed to be a part of a country that have a man that everyone has fought to be, and they have never done. And this man is George Weah. Look, now Susuna. Look, they play. I was saying that they know me, Bobby. All they look at me is that smile. I bear my head down. I said, "You can Susuna, wuru. Oh, you know, George Weah. I said, let the Spirit put you and let him speak. I said, Father, speak your 7th year. That's something to my mind. The pastor stood on the pulpit and said, I am privileged to be a part of a nation that have a global outcome. A man called George Weah. All the African players fight to be world best. They never succeeded. The only man from Africa that represented the continent is George Weah. And not just only that man became the president of his nation. Are you not proud? Are you not something in your nation to know that Liberia is blessed? Oh, the player I was sitting down, my spirit left me. It went to Grand Crew and came back. For a missionary pastor, a man who have not interacted, to have stood beyond the podium and said he was privileged to come to a nation that carried a blessing leader. That the man today, Baka say, he's not a friend. That the man today, Baka refuse to call. That the man today, Baka think that he is an enemy. The very man that God used to save the life of Baka. The very man that God used. That the man today, Baka allowed these children around him to fool him and say, George Weah is its enemy. And today, see what is happening to our nation. See how our people struggling. Children cannot go to school. Do you know how many kids will be on the street? Do you know how many people will not go to school as a result because Baka not sack everybody, including your own people? 1 minute more, and I open the line for my people. 1 minute more, and I put my people the opportunity. But I'm saying to President Baka, you see it? They're waiting for the response of George Weah. It's left of George Weah. His name is George Weah. My name is Edward Bowie Senior. That's my name. His name is George Weah. It's left with him. It is his decision to decide whether or not it is within his purview. I'm not a legal-minded person. It's not within my jurisprudence. No, it is within the domain of George Weah to decide whether he accepts or not. But I'm saying one thing to Joe Baka. Until President Baka can go back to his closet and redefine and recalibrate and see George Weah as an access to his success in his administration, he's got a long way to go. And what will be happening to Baka as a president, the effect, the negative effect will be coming down to us. But trust me, you will be an exemption. If George Weah, Ambassador Weah, that's your decision. And leave with you can decide what to do or not. But what I'm saying to our president, until he can go back and redefine and recalibrate, he will struggle. He will fight his way through. Let me open the telephone lines and for our people the opportunity. Mark me, you call, you tell me anything about that, I'll cut you off. Jethro, you say what I'm saying clearly. Let me open the telephone lines, take your interaction, and keep playing your King's Cash giveaway. I'll soon do the drop. I'll soon do the drop. Don't forget. So let's open the telephone lines on 077-882-9611 or 0778-910-875 are the numbers to call. The WhatsApp line, though, you bring the phone. You don't give me the WhatsApp line. Is too infinitesimal, man. Yeah. So if you don't give me the WhatsApp number, you can be too embarrassed. The WhatsApp line should be online, something that people can. Anyway, 07. Let's take our very first caller from Liberia. Let's see, 30 seconds. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh. Hello. 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 I think these guys are rather well. The guys need to come to the studio and help us. Let's see how we get our. I'm not getting the callers. They're not going out. So anyway, Robert, you out there? Come in the studio. I'm not getting audio up to the. Good morning.
Good morning, my uncle. And good morning, and good morning, and good morning, and good morning, and good morning.
Oh my God, there will have to be some adjustment in the studio. Yeah, I don't know what is the text of the show. My God, man, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is unacceptable. Guys, I'm coming. Let's see what kind of adjustment we can make. But it's important. I said, rather if you out there, any of you come in the studio. It's great. By 1 minute, a 1 minute caller. Let's see. We make some adjustment. With my. Let's see, 1 minute. So hold on. Those of you in radio land, just hold on. Of course, we will open the telephone lines, and so we have you part of the program. Talk about it on King's 88.5. So Jalibe, the chiefs out. So let's So don't get it twisted. President Boubacar, George Weah is an asset. So all you need to do, sit with the man. Sit with him. Talk with him. He's your son. He's the former president. He's carrying something that you can use to bring some change to our country. But if they told you that George Weah are an enemy, George Weah are a bad man, I am someone you consider to be bad, and God used that person to save your life. It's not possible. It's not possible. It's not possible. So keep playing your card. #24#. Then something will come on the screen. You have two options. One there, you'll see 70 cents USD. The second, you'll see 100 LD. So all depends what you got there on your mobile money account. If that's 70 cents USD you want to play, you just OK with that one. And then OK it, of course, you want to ask you for your PIN code. You can just enter your payment cost. You are part. You could walk away with $3,000 Liberian dollars. Not just being a participant, but you are a beneficiary. Let's see. Let's try the lines and see if we can get you on. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Hello?
Your name, where you calling from?
Hello? Yeah, from SC. In my first phone money, a little something.
Okay, go ahead.
Mr. Adrian, thank you this morning for the information that you're passing around. But now, I just about looking there. Just about like he can receive, don't give. So person like that, the me person that mean that selfish. You pay for that business. You know that I didn't get pull out. Now what happened to we are people today? The good people can celebrate bad person. And now the way the country is looking, they had a scatter, no understanding. Everybody running in debt. Rich. Everybody does everything like Brian. Now, me, oh my, I want to speak English. But the way you expect for Joseph Boakai to go to Georgia for them to reconcile, Joseph Boakai reconcile. You don't reconcile. Joseph Boakai protest someone to go to Joseph Boakai house. Who the people with me? Tell that man draw water to pee, or you show a pay outside, then the sun are shining today will start upon him. He buried me as I can see a people before it's about him or be something like that. They don't reconcile anybody, and they want to not be reconciled and say, better about them for his power. The way you want for Joel to go and Joel now go there. No, Joel go, we all my them will be down for him totally. You got the honor with all kinds of means. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's take another person. Good morning.
Israel, once again, I'm about Sherry call from Zimbabwe.
Go ahead, Chief.
My uncle, let me be frank to you. Joseph Boakai is not, people just claim that he stay in power for 40 some more years in our experience. But I believe, and I sure believe that Joseph Boakai does not have no experience. He was just living for 40 years, eating. That's all. No one in Liberia, that will just look at George Weah and just hate him. No one in the world will just look at George Weah. As soon as you see George Weah, you can see love.
Mm-hmm.
You can see favor. You can see unity. Every good thing that created on earth, you can see it in the man. Humanitarian, everything you can see it in the man. How will you come and get the man that way? The man that's supposed to pave your way. That man supposed to pave your way. That man supposed to hold your hand. Hey, you owner, let me be your walking stick. Let's go so. Let's do this. The man won election. He never celebrated over you because he knows that when his father, your grandfather, you can born him. He walked, he took his cabinet, he took everybody, he said, let us go and get the power to the old man. He's the hero of the land. He's the breadwinner of our family. He get the man, son, this is your ball. Let him go there. And he went there, he greeted you. So respectful. But in return, he said, get away there. As soon as I become president, I will call all your window. You can't do it. Joseph Boakai can never ever do it.
Okay.
You can't hit the hand that feed you. George will rescue you at the time you are there. Nobody was there. Nobody. No Sylvester Grace. There was no one. Only George was there. God sent him. Because God destinated him to save you. And he saved you. Today you can be, if you all the air buckle, forgetting to know that the children that in the street, you are not going to school fee, but you going outside eating. When you eating, you get dinner, your people hungry at home. All the places they go when they get you food, you just say no. My people, I want food. I want food. Therefore, my people at home, they not get water. My people at home, they are roast for. My people at home, no current. So I need current. Your people water. But you will be eating. Just say since you was born. So that one can be eating on food. But just say since you was born.
Okay.
They eat food here.
Thank you. I'll leave it right there, Chief. Let's see if we can take someone from this other line. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, this line is not even going for me. Morning. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll work on this line. So just call me on the 0778 910875. Just call me on this line, 0778 910875. Just call me. Leave the 07788296 line. Call me on the 0778 910875, which gives you at least 30 seconds. So we'll check everybody. Good morning.
Good morning, Adrian.
Yeah, where you calling from?
My name is Moholo. I call from District 13, Plantain Community.
Okay, go ahead. 30 seconds.
This call is now being recorded.
I want to say thank you for the show this morning. Well, you see, George Weah were elected by the people of Liberia. And during his speech, he said something. He said, if the people call me back, I will come to them because I'm one person that I listen to my people. Whatsoever they tell me to do is what I will do. And this morning we are telling George Weah, please, we love you. We know you love Liberia, but please, we beg you. We beg you in the name of God that you serve. The Bible says heaven will protect those who protect themselves, right? I did something like that the Bible always talk about. But
it's not scripture.
Before you protect yourself, before God protect you, you have to make sure that the truck that coming, you should be very careful so that it will not run over you. There is a trap that Braga and people setting for George where he shouldn't fall into it. Last day on Spoon FM, that the Francais and other people were saying that George will go make music about it because he's a peace outcome. He will go and be thinking he got nothing to do. Anytime we call him, he will come to our call. But other thing you're talking, George will still go there. If George dare go down there, Israel, I will no longer be a citizen. I will no longer be a follower of George Weah. My wife, my children, my entire family will no longer, all the people that I know, they will no longer be a follower of George Weah. Who Braga think he is? You think Labrador for here alone? You say George Weah was done yesterday. You say George Weah don't have the technical skill. They took men job and gave it to boys. So is the boy now you run into to help you?
Okay.
Where for the 2 years experience? Where is your experience? The more Ali, how you call him? The police director, Mamaka Belete there. What the contract that they have? Where is the contract? Why they can use the contract to ECOWAS? Also now you know the importance of George Weah, right? But we just waiting to hear what George Weah got to say. We're waiting to hear from him. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, brother.
Your name, where you calling from?
Good, thank you. One second, you Andrews calling from Opportunity.
Go ahead, Chief.
Good, okay. First of all, you want to have any really bad people. The thing that is here in Georgia State, the thing that put Aaron in problem today, that we all suffering, the here in Georgia State. Okay, but let me just tell you, the 2021 are making things hard, even for the direct worker. Let them be able to understand that we not stupid. Let them go along with the VIP launch to the wealthy to make it for them to the UN. Let them carry this man working from carry the What fee was paid, school fee was paid at very popular universities across the country. Development was going on electricity. Then people started to say nothing didn't happen. And here we are now. The one that you said could have come and put the country on par, which we destroy as citizens, here we are. You can't find your way out. When you go, you use money to bribe companies, to do 419, a memorandum of understanding coming to the country. Your supporter will jump around, say you bring in $3 billion in the country, zero. He brought machine here, we don't know how it got here, we don't know what happened with that machine, it's zero. So all of the resources that you are using, he took the presidency. It is of serious waste. President, we are not going to go anywhere. You can realize yourself, Liberians. President, we are not going to go anywhere. In fact, that seat that they're talking about, they have been secured even by us. So the only thing that would deny them of A, it would be because it would deny Liberia of A, it would be because of the clandestine deed of workers. Because out of the deed that he is involved with, the American government is not happy, the international community is not happy of it. Remember when you were in Tunisia, some oil deal that he participated in it, the European Union was not happy of it. So everything that he does is something that goes against the international community. So for that reason, if they deny of that seat, it will be because the ill response of the particular government. So President, we are not going to go there. You can rely. We are the custodian of the peace. We, President, we are a supporter. We are the custodian of the peace. Okay, but you can't keep pushing off. When you keep pushing off, we have to bounce back to let you know that we are not stupid, and not because we are peaceful, but we are not stupid. Thank you, my brother. We are following. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Khan. Thank you.
Good morning.
And where are you calling from?
Yeah, thank you. This is the people's governor for this kingdom of China. I'm so easy. I joined from Ria. Hello?
Go ahead, quickly.
Yeah, thank you, my brother. No, the grace of God, you can't do nothing with it. When the grace of God is upon somebody, my brother, no matter how you envy, can you imagine our men from this chapel in green? They're trying to justify. In fact, it was not only the name being called, former president there, and Lima Bowie there, other people then there. So now, they will say, our president are important. You're who are here, you're to your thing. You're king to power. Everybody that was appointed by the men associated with.
Are you there?
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, go ahead quickly.
You getting me?
You are clear.
You getting me?
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I said. All of the people that president we are appointed, my brother, what were Liberian, they are not different national. The people now move all of them. They try to say this thing now, go let they hear what you finish making flower, they want maybe. And peace, what you're supposed to do with your neighbor, when you sit down, you do all of these things and look at today, how important this man is. We told people that the grace that president we are carrying, that was some of our link, I wanted we had no regrets. And allow me with this because we know the grace that this man carries, that the man of God that on the issue. The grace of God, you can't end the grace because grace is upon somebody. The only good thing you can do, live with that person so you can stop into that anointing. That's why I want men to listen to what you have to do. But instead, they've been carrying a second imagine some of who from the purple, the thunder, and go that blame the Tony government. The people go, what's wrong with some of they want to see us. Today, they are who men, hello?
Hello? Go ahead.
Yeah, the men are in the creek. Can you imagine yesterday, my brother was the men there? You even fire around that. You can even see one man there. People justify now, my man, with some of them. We didn't get some to say so. Oh, we are not even, we did in Channel. And you see how soon some of them did Channel. So the rescue mission that they were defending, it's not now for them to rescue them. Why they are children there on separate, now you want to go to school again. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Talk about it on Kings 88.5. There are some adjustments been made in the studio. Our guest is already here, and AB is already pretty seated, of course. But we'll try to make some adjustment quickly so that you have a full access to participating and have clear understanding of what is about to be discussed. So we're taking a few of your calls. Later, of course, we'll start the full discussion. So I'm using the 07789
That's a 077-8910-875 number. Don't call me on the 077-88-29611 until we make that adjustment. So let's keep playing.
Good morning.
Good morning. Where are you calling from?
I'm from Oris. Can I not call from Oris tomorrow?
Okay, so
thank you for your topic on our discussion this morning.
Mm-hmm.
All I got to say is our president is not going away. How people to the free port and he got there the Prince Joseph, he was killed by Prince Joseph. So Joe, we are not and also say we citizen because we lay our left down for Joe. We are so he will lay his left down for us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
Good morning,
This person, are you there?
Good morning.
Good morning. You know where you calling from?
Yeah, Adrian, sorry for the poor quality of my voice. This is David King. I join you from my Ralph Yahweh resident.
Okay, go ahead, Chief.
Israel, I think it is quite unfortunate on the part of those who call themselves quote unquote sophisticated people to call on this unsophisticated man as determined to go and advocate for that government to gain non-permanent seat on the Security Council. As President, we should be a factor in this case because last night I listened to one ally, the propaganda ally they have, which having to be this full TV show, and they were there making mockery of President. We are saying that you have to go. You got no option. You have to go. I want to make it very effective here. If President Weah just turn off, I will declare myself to not be a physician any longer because you know why? It's just some of us believe in President Weah, and we know what President Weah meant for our country, Liberia. For people to sit on a platform and make mockery out of him, then he get out and go there. It will clearly prove the weight of what all they have said about him. So we want to say to our leader, we love you, we salute you, we heal you.
Okay.
And in a month we heal you, we don't want you to the people to as they are saying. So I want to say to you, Mr. Weah, President Weah, stay away, stay clear from Joe Bugger. Joe Bugger, I show you so much respect. Yes, people, they don't have regard for you. We love you, we show you respect. We continue to show you respect. But if you just don't listen to us, because you said you came to the presidency, not by your will, but by the will of your people. And this is how you became our president.
Thank you.
We, your people, are saying to you, do not go to any United Nations Summit. Do not say any 1 minute video or audio to that summit to make case for anybody. So that Bugger has all of the experience.
Thank you so much, my dear brother.
All of the country, he goes out and bring back nothing but MOU cartoon. He bring continuous on MOU.
Okay.
Today, they are now calling on you.
I think we'll leave it right there.
Go there.
Leave it right there. I think you have already made your point. Thank you so much, my dear brother. Thank you. Talk about it on Kings 88.5. It's good to be here, like I said earlier, at this hour. My boss is already here. And we are pretty seated. And our guest is already here, the honorable representative of the electoral number 9, Honorable Frank Safoko Jr. He's pretty seated at the studio with us. Good morning, Rebecca.
How's everything?
Wow,
I see myself short. Okay. You taller than me.
I'm trying to look at the nomenclature in terms of the collabo.
I've seen it. Yeah, I think, I look at myself. These are the kind of times you will know that when you are short. That's why nobody don't like to stand inside you. I don't like to stand inside Fogo. You know the difference here when you want to you got to stay far off from certain people. All right. Look at two of us sitting at the same height of seats. But look at your stature. You will, and so it's quite it. Well, anyway, it's good joining you, and for the first time, this is just a brief collab. and I'm really here alongside you so that together we can hosting our district number 9, Maserado County Representative Prince Afoko, the firebrand man, from the perspective of the city's people's left there. Well, not let ugly. It would have been a bad thing that everyone else left. Carol Gray was almost. So the other diplomats that are there now, Prince Afoko stands tall as the only man who's very firebrand.
Yeah, everybody talking about it.
Yeah, that's he's unrelenting and on some of those issues. So it's good that we are here with him. So you can welcome your guests.
Chief, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Chief. How are you?
You look so awesome.
Thank you. You too. What's up?
We praise. It's good to have you here and for us to talk about Liberia, talk about the legislature, talk about national issues. One of the key issues now, before we dive into that, how is the district?
Well, the district is pretty good. Why issue we won't go free from challenges. I mean, the issue of flood have been giving people hard time in the district, and we have a couple of roads, other community roads, that challenges, the New Matadi, the Fiama, the Barrow Practice Ground, Roto Town, even the Lapasi. So we got a few roads in the district around the KTC intersection, the major roads along the district. I mean, we got some issues there. So just
Okay, yeah,
that's it. I guess I can use one.
Yeah, you.
So I mean, the district is okay. Also those small challenges. I mean, we are doing pretty good. Just of recent, I started receiving a couple of messages from other Liberians about my silence for almost a little over 1 month. So I just reached out. This is my first appearance since almost 1 month, 2 weeks on the radio, even on Facebook. I lost 2 of my staff in my office.
Okay. Absolutely.
Yeah, I lost 2 of them. So I've been going through some time of recovery and try to readjust. So when I got this communication from my big brother that you have to, visit, this is our station.
Yeah,
this is our own. So we are under obligation to make sure that the way we visit other radio stations, we should also come here to inform the Liberian people of the different unfoldings, most especially on national issue. But I mean, pretty well, I'm good. Though I'm still trying to recover from the loss of 2 of my very good friends and staffers from my office. But health-wise, I'm okay.
Okay. Yeah. So before I come to AB, who put you into the legislature, let's talk about the district in terms of your relationship with your people. Is it cordial? Is it working as usual?
Yes, obviously, I'm loved by my people. Even my critics, I'm really loved by them. I have always seen myself as the community child. A child who didn't live with her parents. Who didn't grow up with her parents. Left from Basel when I was very small. Came to Monrovia by a friend. We were all peers. One late Steven Zioga, who brought me to Monrovia, just saw me become. I was still in high school. I said, we have to go hustle. Yeah, so I entered our community in less than 2 years. He died while I was still in high school. Couldn't afford to pay my own rent. I have to literally live with the Lakis family in La Pasi. The Loma people were back there. So I became everybody's child, the community. I became the community child. So I grew up in La Pasi and Matadi. At some point in time, I moved to Matadi. I used to live in the Zoga's residence. We used to have one very big sing house somewhere down there. So I've been a child of the community. So I'm loved. Almost everybody knows me. So, politics at times has a way of dividing people. Sometimes some people go against you, not because you are not competent, but probably because of where you find yourself. Sometimes your political party or who you associate yourself with. And there are some people who love you beyond all boundaries. Whether you with CDC, with Unity Party, they support you. So across the board, I mean, I'm good with almost everybody. There are some people who will not support me, but they have a very good relationship with me, and they feel that, I mean, I should not be their representative, but I can be their friend on the other side. So I respect them for that. But overall, I'm there. I'm good. I used to live behind the market there, to where they have La Pasiva town. But then right after the election, I used to live there. I used to pay like $30 for the room that I used to live in. We had like 6-7 rooms in the house. And I was living into the Guez family house. There's one pastor, old man called Mr. Guez, who took me as a son. I mean, the $30 was not on time. I know that. Sometimes I go almost 2 years and I pay 6 more money. And at some point in time, I became his son. And, sometimes he have to. When the wife cook, I mean, they put me now, they included me into their dishes in the house, and I have to benefit from them. I left living in a house until I became representative. So, yes.
Even when you were Munapeno,
with Munapeno, I was living there, the mile coming, but the responsibility were plenty. At which time, I already I have my kids, at which time I have my parents. I left all of them in the interior. I brought my brother and sisters in Monrovia. So Muna was really doing well to help me. But then so now when the mile comes, you have to, push on all the mile. The good thing about it is, I know how to carry myself. So I left with the old man until I became representative. When I became representative, I lived in the same house for like 5 to 6 months. And when I got little money, my first thing that I thought to do, and nobody asked me to do that. They didn't ask me. Okay. The old man was sure that I was going to move, but he didn't expect me to have gone the route that I went. I literally almost broke the house down. I reconditioned the house, took the entire roof, redesigned it, brought an architect, brought a company there, one of my brothers from the church. He came there, redesigned the house, and we changed almost everything. And the house today, I mean, when I was doing that, some people in the community, some people in the community, why are you doing this? This is not your house, you're renting. I want people now. When those people were accepting that I couldn't afford to pay rent at some point in time, when those people were sharing that food with me, other people did not witness that. They didn't know, but I knew their contribution to my success. So I thought to do that. And today the house is beautiful. As I speak to you, my room is still empty in the house. My room is there. Wow. Yes. That's a great way to say my room is there. They gave my room key to me and they said until I decide to test. So sometimes I go to the house, I sit there, it's just next door. So I moved now to where the late Mona used to live. Okay. So the late Mona mother was with me for the 3 years and she turned the place over to me. Okay. So there where I'm residing, right around the P area house community.
That's great. And I'm very excited and to hear you speak the way you said it.
Oh yes,
that's a way to say goodbye to people you have a relationship with. You don't leave them the same.
Oh no.
As your life changing, their life changing along. So that's good. But again, before we can transition to your work at the national legislature, the one thing I would like to ask you is that we went to an election in anticipation that whenever legislatively you are pushing, and presidentially as well, you will push. Sometimes you want to see all two come up. The all two should come up is at your blessing. Now, there were several other development activities that were ongoing in the area. In fact, when T5 contested the senatorial seat in Montserrat County, there were some prospects of roads initiative in areas. So President like you coming up and people thought it would have been very okay enough had President Weah won his election. Now, you becoming a representative and a president who have helped to empower you, execute some of these things, no longer there. How are you faring currently, especially under this administration?
I mean, it has been challenging on grounds that, the kind of mindset we have in the country. President Joshua he's just a different person. And, if you don't know him, sometimes you sit from far and you just talk anything. I supported President Weah without knowing him personally. Okay. So I started supporting him. I used to love him when he was playing football. But then when he ventured into politics, his first visit to Basel in 2004, before the election, And then one of my big brother called Kathy Williams used to be a very good friend to, or is a very good friend to President George Weah. So when he went there, I used to change money right opposite the Basel High School there, and I visited the place he was, and I saw him, and he said to the audience exactly why he wished for Liberia. So at that point in time, I made my decision that day, because I have seen other politicians who came to Basel and I listened to them. So I made my decision to have supported him. So when I came to Monrovia, I saw him and I decided to support the CDC. So from 2005, my first time to vote, I voted for CDC, and up to now. But I have not been very close until Mona Pena. I joined her, the late Representative Mona Pena, and she took me around him, but I still wasn't very close. So I was following him through her. So everything that I heard of him was from her. But then he supported me where he surprised me, and it's still a surprise. And I think today is my first day to say that. I didn't do anything extra for President Weah to have supported me. I didn't deserve this support for him. Okay. He didn't owe me this. I voted for him. I gave him the same vote that everybody gave to him. There are other people who even contributed, not just by voting. They contributed financially, morally. Many other ways to keep the party up. Okay. And they have not benefited anything extra from the party. But for me, who just voted for him, I follow him like other people did or are doing. And when the time came when I was recommended by the Pelham's family, our mother, Elizabeth Sakabro Pelham, to the party, and the party said, yes, no problem, he's a partisan, but let him go through the primary. And we went through a democratic primary process or processes, and I came up as a winner. We worked together, and President Weah received me in good arms. To accept a man who was living in a $30 UA room, and a $35 UA room. You know what it means in Liberia, in the heart of the city. I did not have more than 500 US into my account to become a representative. But this man did not question my family background. The party did not question what I have for myself, because to be a candidate, you must have something. Like what can you do for yourself before the party help you? But when I was quizzed, and I told the party that I don't have anything. You tell everybody that I don't have anything. Okay, but the party was not interested in that. It was just an individual in the party who asked me that question, one of the leaders. And President Weah accepted me, and they supported me 100% financially, morally, and he was there in person on 2 occasions to ask the people of District Number 9 to vote for me. So this man was recommending me without even knowing me in depth, like to say, I know this kid. But because the party made a decision, and he saw the parents, and most especially the mother and the family members of Mona Pelon that he has known for over 40 years, he saw them saying, yes, we stand with this guy. So based on that recommendation, he accepted, and he started to run with me, and I became representative. And he accepted me in his office at the executive mansion. He supported me. He included me on his team to have gone to the United States to attend the United Nations General Assembly, where my first experience in life to have sat among other nations' presidents, where I saw the United States of America president doing presentation. I saw other country presidents, and we were sitting where other presidents were sitting. And I felt a chill on my skin that day with that kind of experience. So my question in the hall that day was, I asked Mayor Koji, and I also asked Honorable Len Eugene Namwe, what have I done for George Weah to deserve this? And I remember Jeff Koji's exact words was, he said, brother, this is what grace can do. This is the grace of God, And I was excited. So from that time, I have had very close relationship with him. But I thought to support him from far. Okay. Meaning, I don't necessarily need to see him every day. Need to. But my love for him is internal, is within. Okay. So when I won this second round, he went in my district 2 times. He supported me again, asked the people to support me. And the people of District Number 9 re-elected me. And today I'm here as representative. So when I hear people say, Foko, you standing up, you too strong, and you being too loyal to the party. And the last time, President, every time he sees me, he said, oh, thank you, you're doing a good job. And the other time I met with my mother, Claire, we are for the first time one-on-one to have that kind of long conversation. And she said, you are doing a very good job. And I said, our man, this is my responsibility. I am under moral mandate, obligation to do what I'm doing. And I'm not doing it because I'm a citizen. I'm doing it because I'm a good person. And this is my way to reciprocate.
So how this absence from the presidency hindered the progress?
So it became a problem based on the people who are in leadership. But again,
is it a problem now?
Yeah, it has been a problem to the extent that some of our friends that we were friends with when we were in ruling government, we were friends with them, we identify with them, we call them, they call us. We work together. We solve some of their problems behind the scene.
Okay.
I mean, generally in any other ways. Today, somebody will be like, no, you cannot talk to Foko because Foko is being strong on the government.
Okay.
So it has been a problem that a government official from different government line ministries and agencies will be afraid to identify with Foko. But forgetting to understand that you are not identifying with me. I'm not going to you for myself. Once the right appropriation will be made in the budget, I'm there to remind you that you're supposed to face my roles in the district. If we have disaster in the district, disaster management should answer my call and should be able to come and take down all of the information to come and solve those problems because we have supported you in the budget. We appropriated money for you in the budget. So this is not about whether you like me or not, or whether I celebrate Mr. Bwaka or not. This is about the Liberian people. So when we start to create the kind of divisions in governance.
Is that what happened now?
Yes, that is what happening.
Are you trying to use those as excuses for not delivering for the people?
No, I am delivering in keeping with my TD cardinal responsibility.
Okay.
But I'm telling you some of the challenges that we will expect based on the initial approaches from those different people.
Is it a strange thing to you?
Oh, no, it is not strange. I expected that. But I mean, the way they think cannot change what I stand for.
Okay.
But what I think in keeping with my job, we will mandate them to do what they're supposed to do for the Liberian.
Why if they don't do it?
No, they will do. No, don't waste your time on that. They will do it. Oh, I'm very definite about that. Chief, I have a power that is being given to me by over 60,000 people to say, go and represent us. I am any minister or any director in this government is answerable to the legislature. I am a member of the legislature, one of the leaders within the legislature. I know what happens in the legislature. I know what has been appropriated to every government line ministry and agency. So if money has been given to public work, most especially when it comes to operation, all of those things are things that we understand how to go about. So we have started engaging them gradually. In subsequent time, you will see projects start to go on in the district. Don't worry about that. I mean, it will happen. I know that it's a fight.
So you're not going to make any excuses for that?
No, Chief.
Because I'm talking about, because the reason I'm asking this question is that the last time Abraham Darrell Dillon said, and some of the reasons why he's not performing as compared to Sir Joseph is that Sir Joseph is tied to the government in power, and he Dillon, for his toughness, his roughness. That's why they will not listen to him. Those are the excuses he gave.
No, basically, Dillon is not an honest man. The entire country is aware of that. He's a con addict. He's a hardcore. Sophisticated, he's very sophisticated in how he coined his things.
Okay.
That boy understand coinism. He's a very hardcore guy. So he succeeded in lying to the people of Monserrato, even justifying why he didn't perform or why he has not performed. Going forward, let's look at Darius Dillon at the time, and let's look at Yega Koluba. There were a lot of rules, rehabilitation and other stuff that went on in his district. There were other. He was an opposition. Yeke was a critic. Yeke was abusing, not just being a critic, but he was abusing the president web, the president family. But the president built one of the biggest markets in his district. The president did almost all of the roads in his district. Let's look at Peace Island today. The issue of electricity in his district. So are you telling me that the president loved Yeke and he did not love Dillon? Dillon was just selfish. I mean, he's just a very selfish guy who know how to get his way around. But that excuse is not a good excuse. We have other people who also did not support President Weah, and projects were being done in their different districts. Like Indo was an independent candidate. Okay, he wasn't a Weah person, but all of the rules in rehabs and other places around the Pinsville Belt was being done. Let's look at Swakoko. They built the biggest market in her district. Okay, they look at the rules and other things that were being done in the Pinsville Belt. So, I mean, that was just not an excuse. Again, for me, that would not be an excuse.
It depends the kind of president. It depends the kind of government.
No, don't.
You see, unlike, there's something you just said, which, of course, does not speak to the healthy nature of our country. Where people will start calling off speech from people because of their political alignment or the tonation of their speeches, all of those things are scary for our country. We may have our differences, but going to that far.
Oh, yes.
So we'll not speak to each other. Cutting off speech from each other. George Weah and Abuaka cannot speak. Now it's going way down.
Oh, yes, it's already down. This is why I think the president of the nation, Mr. Abuaka, has not been honest to the Liberian people, not just citizens, even for his own unity partisans. Chief, if the leader of the nation sets an example, whatever example he sets, every other person follows, whether opposition or not. If President Abuaka had done the honorable thing, okay, to have reached out to set the pace for reconciliation right after his inauguration program, you have seen people following the same. Like President George Weah did, right after he won election, after inauguration, he drove. The two of them live in the same terrain, just 5 minutes away from each other. He drove at his residence, and he sat with him and had a conversation, and reconciliation began from there. Every other program in this country, he was invited and respected and given all necessary. He wasn't a former president. He was a former vice president, but he was given all of those courtesy and necessary respect that should have been given to a former president. But this man today, first step was to disrespect George Weah. He had disrespected President George. What do you expect? Look, cousin, if you are sitting in your living room with your kids and you start to have denigrating conversation about me to your children, when I come to visit your house, cousin, based on how you approach your children about me is how their reception will be towards me.
You're right.
If you discuss me in a high respect, and I come to visit you at your house and you are not there, your children's reception towards me will be very, very good because they know that their father respects me a whole lot. This is the same thing with Mr. Abuaka. Mr. Abuaka does not respect President George Weah. He does not respect him. He does not love him. He hates him to the highest level. So the form and manner in which he has conducted himself amongst themselves with their different discussion is the way you see one liability to Liberia called what I got Jeremiah Pierre. We just wake up one Sunday morning and just insult President George Weah any day, anytime. The lack of other guys around him, because when he goes to make report to Mr. Abuaka speaks in that same tone, in a very denigrating way. So that PR boy will just come and just say anything, insult every day. And you know what keeps his job? He thinking, man, what keeps his job is to just sit every day and insult President George Weah. And we'll reach a point in this country that there are certain things that will not be tolerated. We understand that
in government, you tolerated in opposition.
It will not be tolerated on grounds that Mr. Jeremiah Pierre comes to the legislature. If he sits behind his microphone at his ministry and insults the president, the former president of this country, trust me, Chief, he will come to the legislature. We will not insult him in return, but we will discipline him to behave the way a government official should behave. He should be responsible. You can critique, but you cannot go to that route. You have your children to the house. The other man has a children. He has a family. This man is a leader. The best way to defend your failure is not by insulting or to protect your job. It's not by insulting the former president of this nation. This man, honorably, with less than 1%, turn this country over, walk Mr. Bwaka into a mansion that he condemned, that he enjoys today. Even the chair that he sat on, those chairs are now owned by government president George Weah used his personal money, all of those chairs and every beautiful things, most of those things you see in the mansion, at which time government did not have enough money to have furnished that place. President George Weah, former president of Liberia, used the money at the time to furnish that place. And when Mr. Bwaka came, he told Mr. Bwaka, he said, would you like to use these chairs or everything in this place, because all these furniture here are my personal property. So if you don't want them, tell me, I can take them home. And today he enjoyed them. He enjoys those.
He accepted those.
Yes, he accepted it. Okay. One PR man who says to a ministry that is all dirty up, he cannot even pin this place. He says over there, enjoy himself. Every little money he has, he have to fly to America, pay mortgage here and everything he has. I'm just sorry for those rescuer young people that supported the Unity Party, because many of them today, they are languishing all around and they cannot even afford to pay their children fees, to pay their graduation fee, to pay their different responsibilities they have. They cannot afford to do that because those people gave them wrong impression that it would have delivered this country and everything would have been milky, that everything would have been bread and butter, that everything just would have been soft. People who have started working automatically right after inauguration. Today, they are not employing, but they are sacking. I thought they should be sacking and employing, but they are sacking and increasing their personal benefits and salaries.
But Pierre could argue that you have a member of the legislature that is also something honorable calling, but he could say you have not taken any stand to discipline him. How can you discipline him now?
No, we went
on maybe insulting from a president.
No, we are not saying what we are saying. We are trying to set the issue of ethics. He knows what he's doing is wrong, but we will use the right way to correct him. He has been very, very disrespectful. He has been very rude. As an information minister, that our kids in the country, the young people, they listen to radio. Everybody follows social media, okay? Everybody in this country follows social media. Even our parents who are not educated, they follow social media. How can an information minister who should be informing the country about the unfoldings, the challenges, the progresses being made by national government, be here using his platform to use the very bad words against the former leader of this country? So you are setting up this very bad example. You are trying to give wrong orientation to our young people who want to emerge to be leaders in this country. I think that is wrong, and we will use the right measure not to insult him, but to make sure we put the necessary things in place at the legislature. And as soon as possible, you will see that correction.
Do you listen to him sometime?
I follow social media and I have to listen. I listen to current events. I used to be a journalist. I used to be a journalist for years. Started from Basel, with child broadcasting from Radio Western. Herta Molba used to be my boss once a year. So came to Monrovia. I also follow with that. I used to be a news writer. So I follow the news a whole lot, not just our local news. I follow international news as well. But, I have been a guy who just sit in my corner and make sure, but I follow everything in this country. So he has been proceeding wrong. And I think that is coming from the president of the country, Mr. Bwaka.
So you are saying in a nutshell that based on what President Bwaka may have said or continue to say about the former president, his followers, his associates.
Yeah, that's how they disrespect him, yes. That's why they are disrespecting him. And you can see that from Mr. Bwaka's approach or different approaches towards. Imagine how can the president of the country keep speech from his opponents? How?
Seriously?
Yeah, he doesn't.
He's the president that's speaking to the former president.
Yeah, obviously, as a leader of this country, if you don't call him, he won't call you. You are busy. This man is not working. He's home. If you don't call him, because he may not know when to call you or when to get to you. And the president, the former president of this country, has been very magnanimous. He reached out even the day Mr. Bwaka felt at the inauguration. The former president drove at his house. That same day he was traveling out of the country. He went to a house to make sure that everything was okay, and he left. That's how gentle the former president of this country is. But this old man is very vindictive, and I think he has to has to do better. He follows. And my issue here now is not just about the way he acts. It's about the way his supporters are responding or reacting as if there is no tomorrow. Most of those young people in government today, I mean, chasing people out of their jobs, dismissing people unnecessarily, because they are sedition or because somebody posted on Facebook. Many of those ministers, people who are taking those action in their different areas, I mean, they are Liberian. They will be here. Mr. Walker will not be there for lifetime. I mean, 2029, he will be out of that place. And George Weah will become president in this country. Do you expect us to come now, all of the United Partisans who are getting job today or who got job yesterday during President George Weah administration, are you asking us to dismiss all of them? Is that the kind of government we want to run? Is that how we want to keep the country very divided? This is wrong. When the former president took over, he left everybody. Okay, there came in harmonization and also incorporated other people. And a lot of those people that got their job in government, when President Weah took over, most of those people were volunteers, and all those different people were people that he met from the Unity Party government. He would have said, you people are volunteer here, let's dismiss you. Let's look at the teachers. Let's look at the health sectors, most especially the health sectors, the different health sectors in Liberia. Okay, he came and he gave them money, you incorporate them, you employ them. So thousands of those employment that went on in government were not citizens. They were people from the past government, from Madam Sally government, and we incorporated them. Okay, in good faith. There were even people that were appointed in the government were not citizens. The government of inclusion. But here are we today, just to even identify with CDC. To just consider you a citizen, whether you posted on Facebook or not, people are going on people's Facebook pages to see whether this person posted for CDC before. Those are the kind of things that happen in the country, and this is wrong. This is wrong.
Like before you see people, the paraphernalia of CDC.
Oh yeah, people are not wearing it. Even citizens today who are working in ministry and agency, who have not been spotted or identified to be citizens, they are not even. They don't even want to associate. Imagine a CDC person will post, they don't even go on it to comment, because when you comment on a CDC on a citizen post, they will go to take your job away from you. And this is happening everywhere. You go to MPA, is happening. I mean, just all around the country, this is happening. Look at what happened to JFK or recent, okay? For me, I don't want to go about to celebrate the fact that they dismissed those people that were celebrating, some of them, but not all of them. But whether they supported or did not support CDC, they are Liberians. They don't deserve to be dismissed. If this government come and meet them in the government field, that there are some processes that were not just done 100%. I mean, whatever that were done, where it stopped, I mean, you can start from there and correct it and make sure that you keep them in their different jobs, in their different positions. Those people got family, they got children, they got friends, and they are taking food to their homes. Today you come, you start to dismiss them on ground that they were given job by the past government. Are you saying that when President Weah comes to power tomorrow, everybody who works in government now should be dismissed from government? This is wrong. And I don't think Mr. Weah will do that. What we are saying to those people, we are saying we are very sorry about what happened. We are still engaging those people to make sure we do exactly what we can do in the best interest of our people. But this is part, like one of my friends, okay, he was privileged to have gotten job at the executive mansion by the George Weah government. He's my very good friend. This young man got a job. He was privileged to have gone out of the country to obtain his master's degree. And this young man was still receiving his salary. When he came back, the best pay he had to give to President George Weah was to go against President George Weah that what he's working for is not enough. So he voted against him, that he's a Unity Party, saying, okay, he was respected and he was still working. And they kept this young man. And unfortunately, we didn't win election. His own government came and met his name on some payroll call. I think they said the supplementary payroll. And they're dismissing him. And this young man is in the community now. He comes to me every day that he just want to see President Weah to apologize. I said, no, you don't need to. You just need to ask God to forgive you yourself for being very ungrateful. So a lot of our friends, that got, I don't know why they got carried by. But many of those Liberians today, I see a lot of people. I was just talking to another young woman a few days who just went against President Weah because somebody said, Liberia will be bread and butter. And she went against him. Today we are here. Look at our different universities. That was one of President Weah's promises he made, that when I become president again, we'll make sure that graduation fee issue will be taken away because that's a burden for the Liberian people. Okay, at which time he has already started helping people, right? Like AMU, like UMU when he was invited, he paid their fees. Zion, I remember he did that. I think he did that to other university. Okay, he has been helping. Today, nobody is there to help. Okay, those were some of the things that we asked people because he had made a policy. He made a policy statement, and government will have raised money for that. Look at our children their WAS fees. Okay, over the years. Let people say that WAS fee will eat. No, yes, somehow, some way, all Liberians that had their kids that passed through the walls of high school for the 6 years. The benefited government was able to take the initiative, but some people anger or whatever the case, they were able to misinterpret. Look at the various parts today in the country.
I saw Mo Ali recently here expanded.
Yeah.
With that doing.
Yeah. Okay. The case that my brother Mo Ali was standing with there. I'm my kids, his daughter and my children. He and I, we got our children are first cousins by 2 sisters. So, he's a big brother of mine. That's a park that was condemned yesterday, even by the same very Mo Ali, my own man Mo Ali. He condemned that park. And they condemned the Invisible 11 today. All the ministers in the government, that the Invisible 11 park, they can go to play every Saturday. So what I thought they would have done, if they were honest with Liberian people, when they took power, they should have broken that place down and fixed it the way they thought it should have been fixed. They condemned that park. Look at the park today at PHP. Look at that place. That place was very bad. You know how many Liberians got job to that place today? People wake up in the morning to go to work. Other people open their businesses. Children now are not going on the beaches to go and play. Children are not living in the water like before. Okay? So when children are not studying now, children go to the park. Okay? Look at dual communities. See the West Point. See other places. No different recreation and other stuff. For the first time in our country. Right now at the EAWA Junction, there is no traffic there anymore. If you should encounter traffic, not more than 1 minute. Imagine that place. A man who they claim to not be educated. When a man started that Robert Fee Highway Road, they used to call it a death trap. Since they came, they have not done anything different or sad. The legacy President George Weah left behind. They have not done anything. No. They have not touched that. They have not done anything. They have not done anything different. The money for that road was left behind. Everything for that road was set. The only thing they need to do is just to continue from where he stopped. Look at the roundabout at EAWA Junction. The road now that connect from EAWA Junction to Redley. You know the kind of traffic that used to be over there. You see all of the different detours and all of the different transactions that have been going on in the country. Okay, look at the work that was happening. Almost everywhere we had different activities going on. Like most of the young people, when I talk about them, people say, "Oh, there are these children who are involved with the pageantry." It was before people saw pageantry as something, pageantry entertainment. Our musicians, there was different activities happening in different places everywhere. Okay, our recreation and all those different things were happening. So we are not saying that everything was bread and butter. We are not saying that the country had gold and diamond, but at least in here ways. Imagine we had COVID in this country. We had COVID here for 2 years. But with all of those things are happening, Liberians were taking their salary home, and they misinformed, they misled our civil servant in this country. Okay, they make civil servant, and they knew that the decision of government to have reduced salary of civil servant was not George Weah's decision. Those were recommendations. From the IMF, from other international groups looking at the wage bill. The wage bill was very hard. That government could not, afford to have raised that money to settle everybody's problem. So one of the best recommendations that came up from all of our other different experts was to come about to do harmonization. Okay, but at least George Weah did harmonization. At least he did harmonization. But what is the Unity Party-led government doing? They are not doing harmonization, but they are taking away the jobs of other people. We couldn't dismiss them. Why is true other people's salary were cut? But are you taking into consideration those whose salary was increased? Some people were working for just less than 5,000 Liberian dollars, 10,000 Liberian dollars. That was left behind by the Unity Party-led government. President Weah came, he was able to make sure that most civil servants got Liberian dollar and US dollar salary. Okay? So there were just a lot of different things that were happening. But today, this government came and started. Which government in the world will come and start to take Liberian from job? Which government would do that? No government want to take job from people. Government want to create job. Okay? All of the partners, and one of the things I would tell Liberian, you know what the Unity Party-led government thought? Most of these things that were happening with the former president, like the hospital in the hospital in Bapolu, other hospitals, you know, other things that were happening, the parks and different activities that were happening in the country. You know what they thought? The brothers thought that government has some money somewhere. And, you know, President Weah knows how to make himself happy. He knows how to make himself lively. With all the challenges he was going through, he always looked happy because he could not transfer his challenges to the Liberian people because Liberian people have given him the responsibility to lead. So he couldn't come back to them to cry, but rather always appear happy to them and go behind the scenes, solve those different problems. But those guys thought some of that money were just seated somewhere that President Weah was milking. Now they have come. No, they can't see the money like that. And President Weah have friends. That's the difference between the two of them. President Weah is connected to the war in different form and manner. Sport-wise, politically. I mean, everywhere he went, people were there to listen to him, to help. But all Mr. Bwaka friends, some of them in Wazonga, in Lufa, some of his friends, I mean, they were here. His friends, I mean, are people that can help. I'm not against them, but the kind of friends he have are not people that will come to transform country. Like he said, one of his friends wanted to bring a machine in this country, 285 machines. Ask the question. The information minister just told you that those machines will be going back. I think few pieces of machine will be going back because those machines are expensive. But yesterday, when we raised the issue and asked the tough questions, those people were against us. Some Liberians who did not understand what we were saying, they thought that we were doing it because we are opposition. No, we are within. We knew that the government was not honest to the Liberian people. And what they were doing was not in the interest of the Liberian people. They wanted to actually hack everything. So we have to come out to inform the people because that's why we are there. We are there to speak for them. So most of our issues we have spoken about is not about ourselves. It's for the Liberian people. We could just sit and say, okay, but we know that everything is not okay. And I can inform Liberians, things will get tougher than it is now. Because the government now in power is not concentrating on doing the real job. The government now is just concentrating. Who will win election? You just vest. You won the election, you wanted the presidency, we have given it. But you just making power with people all around the place. And when people win, they celebrate. But your own, you win, you just angry, you just making flower all around the place. I thought you should be reconciling now, but you stay angry with this man. And you know that the election that was won in this country, Chief, I can tell you that President Walker didn't win a fair election. But for the sake of peace and the kind of leader that we have, we turn the country over to them. Chief, there was no need to fight in this country. There was no need to fight war. Man said have problem the way President we are turning the country over, but I later on realized that it's better to eat your jar in peace than to eat gravy in loss. So let them have the country. Now we have given them this country. Let's lead. They cannot lead in peace. They are just causing distraction. Some group of people just take their pick or they carry in front of the party headquarters, just shooting tear gas in the place. Imagine you pour over 500 liter and non-liter rounds. Yeah, in their place. You wasted resources. Why did you do that? Was there any security threat? Was there anything in that place that you needed to get from there that you couldn't inform the authorities in that place to go and get it? There was absolutely nothing in that place. When you wasted resources, that government money you wasted, that taxpayer money they use. So I thought Gregory did not do well. Okay, he didn't do. They're just doing too much to create unnecessary destruction in the country so that the citizens. But what happened in the country, Chief? We don't need to protest. Okay. Look, I asked President Weah was sitting the other day. We're in a room, and I will say this also. I should not be saying it, but I will say it. And somebody recommended, the people, the way they behave, we have to protest. No, Mr. Weah said, we don't need to protest. He said, yes, he said, we don't need to protest. So I asked why. He said, because the Liberian people themselves, they will make the decision as to whether they enjoy it or not. You will start to hear, if they are enjoying, you will start to hear it in the various communities. When things are not right with them, you will start to hear them protesting. Chief, the protests are going on now is a real protest. Everybody angry. That's what people cannot. Yes, and that's a fact. Because the people for which you want to protest need to understand why you are protesting. They themselves will protest. Okay? Let's see what is happening in the country right now. Everywhere you go now, everybody, whether Unity partisans, whether seditions, whether ANC, whether Labour partisans, everybody complaining, no job, no money, no opportunity, everything just tough. Things are very tough. Things are very tight. And there is no prospect. That's the disappointment. The government, imagine a president goes and sits and talk with some billionaire on cell phone. The government used the executive mansion website or the executive mansion. How can you use the executive mansion page to post the president doing selfie? He on a video call doing selfie. They used the executive mansion page to post information about the president talking to imagine a president just talked to a billionaire that he doesn't know. And he just concluded. Imagine, Chief, how can a government not understand to encounter a billionaire does not necessarily mean that the country is developed or the country problem will be solved. First of all, you need to go and have conversation with that billionaire. You need to give him reason why he should come to invest in your country. And when he listens to you, if he agrees, he will have to send his people to the country to come and do their prospect analysis. They have to study your market to know whether when he invests in this country or not, whether he will benefit in return. Yeah. Okay? And when he does that, I mean, that will not just happen overnight. That takes you over 2 to 3 years for development to come. So how can the first step, by just talking to this man that you don't know, that you are just trying to know, somebody just introduce you, then you come and make that a news? How? You just had a conversation with one of your friends according to you concerning machine. You have not done anything. You took those machines, you place them in the street, and you start to celebrate them. How could you celebrate something that you don't own? How could you celebrate something that you want to impose the Liberian people into perpetual slavery? Because that will have been money that will be paid by the 80 plus million to pay for 285 machines. Let's do the cost analysis to that. That is unfair. So our issue here is, it's not that we are against or we hate Mr. Bwaka. No, we don't. I don't hate him. The good thing, he's my kinsman. We are from the same county, okay, from Lofa County. I do not hate him. But we want him to do the right thing. And if he's not doing the right thing, we are under moral obligation to come and remind him that he needs to do the right thing. And you know, in the country, how the country looking? Today, everything okay from the United Party, saying everything okay. The Freeport there is flooded. The whole road there is blocked. The people who are coming from across to come to town, they are challenged. Students who use that road to walk to go to school because they cannot afford fees, I mean, they are challenged. The motorcyclists challenged. The pepping guy, the taxi driver, they are challenged. Okay? They are problem. People can't start to face on carrier problem because people are getting into hole now they are not seeing. You getting me? Mm-hmm. But when you go to say it today, a United Partisan will say, but you know, we just took over, but you go 7 months. But when President George Weah just spent 2 months in office, you started protesting. But now June 7 have already passed. You protested July 26. You protested August 24. You were just, even on Inauguration Day, you protested in this country. But we have not done one protest in this country. But just by gathering at the party headquarters, you got issue with that. So imagine the day citizens get out of the country to protest, these guys will put RPG, they will put the army outside. But we were tolerant yesterday. Okay, so we are saying to this government will have to focus on the bread and butter issue. Go and stop the too much talking, stop the too much Facebook bluff. Chief, you don't have to post success story. If the people are enjoying, you will hear it from down water side. If the people enjoying, Chief, you will hear it in your community. You will hear it in the churches. One big pastor in the country, the tithe and the offering reducing the church. I say, Chief, keep fasting and praying, it will get better.
Talk about it on Kings 88.5. The top talking honorable friend Safoko Jigan is our guest on the platform. That is almost a special edition, of course, we're discussing. Before we open the telephone lines, let's come to this issue, Honorable Foucault, that is rinking back around Monrovia. Mm-hmm. During the 60th ordinary section of the head of state in Guinea-Bissau, President Weah expressed Liberia's interest in becoming a non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council. Mm-hmm. And that was in the prep line until his tenure over.
and Joe Walker came into power. Now they want to pursue this, and they're asking the former president to join them. And the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Beslo Yanti, asked the former president, if you can even do us a 1-minute video, we will appreciate it. Even you go along, we will appreciate it. And it's all around the different electronic and print media. You are because I've been a legislator, you are a very strong supporter of the opposition. How do you see it from an individual perspective?
So what I think is, as a leader, speaking from the leadership perspective, from that perspective, I think they are not honest about what they do.
They are not honest.
Yes. So politically, I'm looking at it from all angles. I use my first eye, I use my second eye, and I'm using my political third eye in my own wisdom. So what I think they are not honest about it, since after inauguration, the president of this country, Mr. Bwaka, has not reached out to the former president of this country, Mr. George Weah. He has not. The foreign affairs, the doyen of the cabinet, which is, the head of all the cabinet, has not reached out. The vice president has not reached out. The pro tempore has not reached out. What they have said from January to September is everything has been denigrating. And to just wake up in the middle of the night, this man you have been insulting, there have been no form of reconciliation, there have been the entire country. Then you just reach overnight and ask, oh, they think that we want you to just do 1-minute video. But today is important, it's good to do video. When yesterday, President Weah came out and he did COVID-19 video, you took that video, you circulated it around and you call him unserious. Say no serious president will come and sing a song, and no serious president will do video for COVID. A president should do this, should do that. But today you are asking him to do just 1-minute video. That's being very dishonest to the Liberian people. So what I think is politically, ECOWAS reached out here a few times, heard from both parties. ECOWAS sent a recommendation to President Bwaka and told President Bwaka to rearrange the way he does things, most especially when it comes to the former president of this country. He should do the needful. Other places he went, every time businesses, people or investors were asking, what's the relationship with you and the major opposition, with you and George? Wow. Other country presidents that he met, they have not been happy with the way he's disrespecting, his government is disrespecting the former president. So things have not been found with him out there. So what he's doing now is not from his heart. He's coerced. And to do that, there is an hidden agenda. Watch it.
Okay.
There is an hidden agenda. They want to do something. This thing has been done. President Weah did it. He did it already. Overwhelmingly, it was supported on web ballot. The entire ECOWAS community supported it. So it has already happened. Unless something else happened, but in my mind, President Weah has played his part. Mr. Bwaka, you are the president of this country. Don't bother this man.
Then they also ask him to go along.
Mr. Bwaka. So the question here now, an honest question to everybody in Liberia. Mr. Bwaka is not speaking to George Weah. So two of them go run the same delegation. How it will be? Former president and president not speaking. President can speak to a former president. All the minister, Mr. Pia, insulting Mr. Weah every day. The former president of this country, Mr. Pia, insults him every day. And Mr. Pia is going there as a mouthpiece. So all of them will be on the same train. So how they will be now? They're not speaking. They're speaking to the man, they're cursing the man, they're disrespecting the man, they're doing all that thing. How do you expect him? And if he should accept to go, he should be part of the delegation, the Liberian delegation. So they will have to be together. And the government of Liberia will have to make arrangement for hotel.
for him to be in. So what kind of security do you think they will have for this George Weah that they refuse to provide security for in Liberia? If they cannot provide security for him by law in his own country of birth, that in America they will provide security for him. If they can disrespect and denigrate him here, the information minister insults this man every day because he thinks that's the best way to keep his job. Chief, that in America they will respect him, man. My honest appeal to His Excellency, Mr. George Weah, if I were George Weah, the first thing we should concentrate on in this country, that the president do the needful by setting up a team for, reconciliation. When we reconcile, then we can start to do all other things. But I know that he has given them his blessing, and his blessing. But again, he's a former president of this country. In his own wisdom, he knows what to do. I cannot dictate to what he does. Because one thing you will not understand, a lot of people will not understand, the former president of this country truly loved Liberia from his heart. He has served this country all along. So there is nothing impossible when it comes to satisfying the growth and development of this country, even when he's under the presidency. So what I think is that authority is in his hands. He has the authority to agree or not. We respect him as our leader, whatever he does. I mean, we respect that. I mean, that's a decision. He runs the office. We don't dictate. This is a good thing about seditions. We don't dictate to him. And we give him a singular authority to make that decision.
But if you were privileged to speak with the former president.
No, I would tell him the first thing the first thing to do is to reconcile the country before going to do any other thing.
Is to reconcile.
Yes. How can the president even instruct a foreign affairs minister for something that he could just take phone and call Mr. Weah? Say, Mr. Weah, yeah, I think this thing's supposed to happen and we need you to be part of the delegation. And the government will write you through the foreign affairs ministry, but I just call, it's a courtesy call to do this. And Mr. Weah used to do that. The former president of this country, His Excellency George Manuel Weah, used to do that. He used to call Mr. Bwaka on his phone. He used to call Madam Salif on her phone. You know, when there are issues in the country, he used to reach out to them. He used to drive to their homes. What is so big today that this old man can do? But because everybody around, and most of those young people around here, I will tell you, Liberia does not end today. And Liberia will not end, and this country will not burn. Comes 2029, we still have more things to do in this country. So you will have to conduct yourself in a way that there is a tomorrow, and you should be able to be in the circle. I mean, there are people yesterday who today they are here, they stay here. But you know, Mr. Pierre guy home in America, guy all your children in America, he has never lived in Liberia to do private job. All his job in his lifetime has been government job. And as soon as Unity Party leaves, that will be on the next available flight. He has never worked anywhere else in this country to work in the private sector. His whole life, he has been a complete liability on government. And we know that the same as DeLong. DeLong has been a perpetual. Some of us, before coming to government, we serve in other private sectors. I work in other sectors outside government. And outside government tomorrow, I can also work outside government. I mean, I can work in the private sector. But those guys are people who are not doing well for the cycle of the president, and I think they need to do better. So if I were Mr. Weah, I mean, we just do the honorable thing to do the needful. But if I were the one, obviously, I will not go until the right thing is being done.
Okay, quickly before we take our callers, without the responsibility you got, the debate on the national budget is ongoing.
Yes, I mean, the speaker has been doing extremely well. From the onset, you saw me batching at him. Mm-hmm. Not because I hate him and people will be like, oh, Mr. Foko, you're the speaker from the same political party. You are sedition and I'm an old man. I say, yeah, I'm an old man. And he knows how much I respect him. The speaker knows how much I truly love him from my heart. But I mean, I don't fake things. When I'm not happy about things, I express. It's better to express before you as a leader to know that I'm not happy about it, rather than going in your back and stopping you. I don't know that. I don't understand that style of life. So what I think from him, he handled things differently. And he told me, say, look, Foko, I'm a leader in this country. I'm the third person in this country. From the president, vice president, I manage the legislature. Out of the 73 districts in Liberia, I'm the head. So my way of handling things will always be different. I will always have to cut across. I will also have to work with the government in the sense that the government and I will always need to have a conversation because I'm part of the government. So this budget came to us
from the executive. We play our part. We made those different appropriation in the budget. It went through the legal processes from both houses. In the end, the executive play her part in signing it into law. And Chief, later on, what happened? What did not happen? The process was initiated, but at which time the speaker was not in the country. The process was initiated from the president's office concerning the alteration of the budget. Mm-hmm. And it came back to the legislature, and one of our colleagues, who happens to be the head for public account, that is Representative Guy from Magibi County, that's one of his functions. We have different places in the legislature. We have chair on executive, we have public account, we have waste and means. I'm the chair on maritime, and those different places. And he noticed, because they are playing with a figure. So what went to the executive, he noticed, was not what came back to the legislature, or was not what the executive posted on the Ministry of Finance page. So when he noticed what was posted, he noticed that something happened with him. So he traced, and he realized that, they didn't do well.
They added something.
Yes. So he raised the issue in plenary. He brought this to plenary attention. And we went into the matter, and we've been investigating the matter. And there were just different problems everywhere. Just different problems everywhere. So as leaders, we thought to handle it in leadership to make sure that whatever that was taken from where, or whatever that was done wrong, we thought to put those different measures into place. And to do the right thing. The recap budget is ongoing now as I speak to you. Yeah. By 12 o'clock, there will be another discussion there, and we should be done with that process ASAP. And people will be like, the people, why did not pass the budget? Because they are demanding. No, we are not demanding nothing. We are doing our job. And we are on our obligation to do our job. If government buy me car, which is belated, government should have bought me car since January. When government took over, President Boga didn't use a personal car. Government buying cars. Okay? Other ministers from other land ministries and agencies, government bought them car. And we appropriated that money. And government bought them car. And government should have bought me car. I go to work every day to serve my people, the Liberian people. And how could you sit from January to September? And in September, you make that available, and somebody consider that a wrong thing. No, I'm entitled to have a car, and I should have a car like any other representative. So we didn't pass budget, or will not pass budget because of that. Okay, that is for us. And then the issue of the recast, we are doing what we're supposed to do. We are doing the needful. We are crossing all the T's and we are dotting all the I's to make sure that what happened should not happen anymore.
Should not happen again.
Never.
So what was put into it secretly, you guys?
Oh, yes. We inside, we scatter everything. Readjust everything, realign what's supposed to be where, and we straighten that
out. Then incorporate and then more apprehended.
Chief, we're going through the process. You will get the order from the legislature as soon as possible.
As soon as possible.
Yeah.
Talk about it on King's 88.5. Talking Attitude. Honorable Frank Safoko Jr. is our guest on Talk About It. So now open the telephone lines and take your interaction on 0778910875, 0778910875. We'll take 3 of your calls. The Honorable has lots of other responsibilities, and we have to have them here this morning. Let's take your calls and speak on some of the issues. Good morning. Your name, where you calling from? Yes.
Thank you. Let me say good morning to let me say good morning to the people represented in presence of our friend Foco. My name is William W. Wu, and I'm the official spokesperson for the Liberation movement. Let me say thanks to you ever so much. In the cover our district, but there's a new man I've been working for all the period. So let me hear you, let me call you ever so much, and continue to do your good work. The people are following you, and continue to do your good work. God will bless you and give you long life. You see how you can extend whatever you are doing to Liberian people. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. If you have questions, you ask the Honorable. Of course, he's taking down points and will respond to you. Good morning.
Good morning, cousin.
Morning.
Where are you calling from?
My name is Michael, calling from Police Academy.
Michael, let's hear you. 30 seconds.
Yeah, I want to clarify thing. I want for the lawmakers I forgot to clarify them for our party headquarters. Yeah.
Okay.
You will be hearing rumor that we are having document that we should relocate, so I'm going to make it clear to the public.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Good morning. Good morning. Are you there?
Yeah. La lawmaker over the money my for AP.
Okay.
La lawmaker taking now lawmaker the woman up on our hospital. La have my son looking. But my son take it for all because just about government. They are still no none that way. The way is full that they start. And nothing good is doing for we the citizens. The West African report today the one calamity. Everyone all regretting. So when you step in that place, then your old mother, your young brother, everybody will be there. Yeah, they be done. And I tell your God, thank you, Lord God, you know God will show you what happened to you. The season was there.
Okay.
Now God thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we're using one number 0778 910 0778 910 30 seconds. You speak to the Honorable Representative. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name, where are you calling from?
My name is Tailk. Let me also say good morning to the lawmaker.
Morning.
Safuko. I salute you, leader. Salute you. You see, he said everything on point. As a matter of fact, Mr. Parker came to power with an intent. And this intent is just simple. Mr. Parker was on his way to the cemetery, and President Weah rescued him from not going there. So that good faith gesture that came from President Weah and extended to Mr. Parker, he saw it as a disadvantage. While I was spent for 2 years in leadership, 2 years in vice presidency, and I do not have money to send myself to hospital. This young man just came and took me from there less than 2 months in power and took me from the cemetery and brought me back to my house. So he did that. So there's no way to reciprocate. Being a person of ungratefulness, he chose to treat President Weah the way he's treating him now. But I want to say to President Weah, do not be deterred.
Okay.
Because I carry you. Many people are tapping into that grace. And we are here as a follower. We are also tapping into it. Everybody fact that you see a young man as a focal who went through the hard reality of life. He ran motorcycle. He paid money.
Okay.
He see himself sitting up there.
Thank you so much, Chief. Thank you so much. 30 seconds. Good morning. Good morning. Let's talk about pressing. Good morning. Are you there?
Hello. Good morning.
Morning. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm Monima Jobo calling you from the country.
Monima, 30 seconds. Go ahead.
Okay. Let me commend you for your discussion and also the honorable men in the studio there. But for me, I want to be very straight that I would like for my president that I love, former President Joe Weah, to extend that arrangement that is done out of good faith, because for me, I may look at the people saying that they want to maybe harm our president so that he may not be able to run for the second time. So my advice to him is for him to not go there.
Okay.
Then because how can one executive minister saying that if I ready George Weah a judge that we of silver boy is that he giving any element more respect to the letter than George Weah, and they see that they expecting George Weah to go and what the meeting. So I'm a president that I pray that God will give me that less. to the net, I want to see him becoming the president of our project. I don't want to go down there. Thank you for God bless you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Good morning.
Hello?
Yeah, where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm Robert Stewart calling from my second resident.
Go ahead.
Yeah, let me say thank you to the Honorable in studio and good morning to my big brother, Abraham Cousin, and you yourself. Yeah, for the topic of discussion, I would like to say this to President Weah. In politics, there is no reward in heaven for any politician. So, anyway, the people on earth get where you get a reward. You're in this country, people do respect it that you for you out of me. Why not need you? The way that you, for me, I don't want him to even get anything to do with the political party. Let people run their government. Any way they run the government, I won't believe it. I'm not asking for no Liberians. No Liberians, I'm not asking for any way they run the government. We'll leave it as we are. How long till we will finish? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
Yeah, morning.
Jenny, where are you calling from?
Okay, thank you very much. I'm Sheikh Ayubo Andrew, calling from opportunity. Okay, I think you get our the number representative, but I want you to be very, very careful along with the president. I'm sure he's closer to the president. The president has been very nice. As a president, since September month, that Samuel Doe went to the people and he was not even talking. Yes, man, the government Johnson got hold of him. The United Party government already said that they will eliminate CDC. When they eliminate CDC, and they already it's impeachable. They have to be very careful because the man they can't speak to the man already here. So how are they going to go? Even the Bible says can two walk except they agree. So how are they going to ride the tree? How are they going to stay on our side? So it's a calculated thing. About how a speed they can be very, very careful. So they are the bourgeois with the CDC. When they're sitting around the president, they have to really calculate well for the president and even eat. Or they can fall because of how players to reality vision whether it will be feasible for the president to travel with it, man.
Okay.
For calculating. Come away. They have to be careful. Thank you.
You have to be careful. Good morning.
Yes. Good morning.
You gotta go away from the monitor. You know where you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Romeo. I'm calling from district number 9.
That's how you tell.
And I just want to speak on the issue that you people discussing in studio. And firstly, I would like to tell my honorable lawmaker, thank you for all his expose. He just touched all the bases. But I have a question for him.
Okay.
Here he mentioned about the report and he traced the budget, right? So when it comes to the alteration, if they found out that the budget has been increased, what is the penalization when it comes to the budget alteration? Mm-hmm. So I want for my black president, according to the lawmaker, that only if there is any reconciliation is met, then he can go. But in the absence of that, I don't want him to go anywhere because this government is actually proceeding wrongly. And how can you put people down there maintaining the same budget? So those money, where are those money going? They still maintaining the same budget, then they're putting people down. They say, "Oh, Judge, we have to draw people with accountability." So then why are they still using the same budget?
Okay.
So a lot of time, lawmaker, thank you very much.
Thank you too. Thank you. So we'll take a few of your calls. We running out of time.
Hello.
You know where you calling from?
Yes. I'm Emmanuel and Instrument Junior. Abraham Cousin, we are speaking joining from District 2, Maserado County.
Go ahead.
Let me say thank you to my honorable man. You know, he's one of the best lawmakers in the Republic of Liberia. I don't care what people may say. You know, our president will not go anywhere. So, President, we will not go anywhere. And the people, literally, people saying that they acting at the president, President, they will not go. We will talk to our president and not go. Even if we want to make that decision, we the partisan will pressurize him and he will not go anywhere. That is to their matter. But I say thank you.
Thank you, Sue. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning, good name. Where are you calling from?
my name is Boyman Widow, and I joined my partner chat with the scientist with 13. Because let me say kudos to you for coming back on the morning show. Let me say good morning to people and let me say good morning to the honorable main studio.
Morning.
You know, my concern has to do with the issue of the budget. Because Mr. Foko is one of the guys that really talk and they really fought for the for that budget authorization. And today, I think he said they come up with a conclusion, and I think there was some how to call it made information or wherever some things will be done. They are not done there. They were not done there. So my question to the honorable man: if the budget was authored by somebody, who is that person who authored the budget? And then number two, what will be the punishment? Is there any punishment? And will that punishment take effect to that person or that institution that carry on that working act? And then to the issue of our president, for me and my president, John, we have been my president up to now. To the issue of my president, if the letter was written by UN inviting our president to that meeting, for me, I will ask our president to send out to that meeting. But if the letter was written by this president who don't want to unite our country, who refuse to call our president, who refuse to unite our country, decide because he want to score a political goal, I think our president should tell it not to attend and not to send any recording. Let it just be so. If it was done by the UN, let him go. But if not from the UN, let him stay. Just for the time.
Thank you so much. Let me take one more pressing and the honorable lawmaker respond to some of the questions you asked there. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Is there?
Tell me where you calling from.
I'm Chin Samuel from District number 1 for County.
Okay, go ahead.
In the history of CDC, no one has ever beat George. We are in District 1 in Port County. If we are agreed with the District number 1, we'll vote against President We are. Thank you.
Honorable Foko, let's hear you so much. Everybody,
Chief, the disrespect has just been too much, and I think the citizens are reacting to the way everybody follow now. Everybody follow. So my brother from District number 1, County, try to control your emotions. I don't think there's a reason you should go against him. He's our leader. Sometimes we express the way we think, but leadership is somehow different from sometimes the way you think. So leadership is kind of complicated. It's difficult because everybody around you thinks differently. So, to put everybody thoughts together and come up with one wisdom, it requires grace. So let's pray for him. Let's keep praying for him so that God can lead him in the right direction. But for us, we are students of history. So we don't easily forget. We love to remind ourselves about things that happen. For me, I'm a critical, thoughtful person. I don't just see any. I don't overlook anything.
You don't overlook it?
No, I don't.
You don't take anything from that.
Once I agree, I don't play. I don't play. This is how when I was going to the election, more especially the second election, people were like, "Oh, Fogo, you won't win the election." There were a lot of people that were concerned. I don't joke. Anything I go for it with my all. I have never done anything outside the box. I don't know. If I'm not prepared, I don't go into it. So I'm sure and I'm prepared to be an opposition. I'm very definite about that. And the people of District number 9, I will serve you. The people of Liberia, I will serve you very well. I will do the necessary needful. One thing I can assure the entire country, my style of opposition is not to abuse the presidency, is not to abuse other people. Though other people celebrate people who abuse the presidency, other people pay money to people who misbehave, but I won't abuse President Bouaka. I will never abuse him. But that will not stop me from standing up for the people. Okay. What I'm standing up for the entire country. And what I'm speaking about today about the rehabilitation of roads in the country is for all Liberians. What I'm advocating for, most especially, look out of the public schools, taught me how Nesedo in my district. We got Eggland. We got other public schools. We got Gibson here. Other public schools around Liberia. The government need to prioritize these people. I mean, people cannot afford to send their children to school. We have to upgrade. According to them, the educational system was a mess. Okay, now that they are there, so we expect them to fix it. Now look at the JFK right here in my district. The JFK is very bad off. I mean, President, we have tried his best. I mean, he opened, like go to the emergency room and other places within JFK. We expect them to do more. We got a lot of rooms there. People don't have bed. People outside in the weed. People on the ground. People sometimes go there, they died. You know, I mean, the nurses, they are doing their best. They are really, really working. They are doing their best. I mean, the administration there, they really doing their best. I must applaud them because I'm there every day.
Every day.
Yeah, I'm there. I see the sacrifices that nurses make. The best way to pay them is now you can't dismiss people from work. How do you even dismiss nurses from work? That's wrong. I think it's bad.
But then you're expecting some increase in
to kind of increase the people's salary. Then you're taking the people from there. Look at the teachers. No DO, no CEOs in the rural counties. You understand the sacrifices that people have been making. So you can't be wage hunting and all that, and those things are not good. I think what I'm asking for is the best thing government should do going forward is to reconcile this country. The country is tense.
Where do you think the reconciliation will start?
The president.
With the president?
Yeah, it starts from him.
Why would the president?
Well, that's where it starts from. He's a leader. He has to reach out to the other leader. Not just to president. We are the former president of this country, but he has to reach out to other major political actors in the country.
So you think the failure of the president to
reconcile just amongst themselves, I think there are just few major political actors in the country. Call them, reach out, have a day out with them. Start from there, explain your agenda. Some of them could come out with one or two. I mean, in a civilized country, that's what leaders do. You reach out.
Well, President Walker and Honorable Alexander Cummings came on the same flight.
No, coming on the same flight was a coincidence. Alexander Cummings playing a trip, and the president too playing a trip, and two of them met together. So,
but I mean, they spoke now.
Yeah, obviously they will speak. I mean, that is not enough. Meeting, they will have to speak. I mean, they will have to speak. But I mean, to do that official, invitation, you invite them and have a conversation, have a dialogue. You have the speaker who is very magnanimous. He's an open guy. He's a genuine guy. The speaker could play that role, bring everybody together.
But you think that there is still room at the cross for Baka too?
He needs to do that. I mean, that's an honorable thing to reconcile this country. Chief, even in churches now, people are hating each other. Yeah, people took grudges from election. And if our leaders, most especially the president of this country, cannot lead by setting up that stage for reconciliation, they follow us from both parties. Because if the way you're treating others on the leader, I mean, the little man down there will treat each other in the same form and manner. Why it is true for me, I'm open up to everybody. I mean, there are a lot of people in this government. Sometimes I take phone call to check on them. Some of them have been very nice. I mean, some of them have been very respectful. Some of them, I mean, few of them I know personally. We've talked. I understand their fears sometimes to come in the public. So basically, what I think the government needs to do is to reconcile this country and come back together. Let them focus on the ball. The ball is on the field. They are not campaigning anymore. They are leading now. To lead is different from to campaign. You cannot do propaganda when you are leading. Propaganda can work when you are leading because you're not telling the man, no. You go almost 1 year. You still calling the former president name. Fix it. You claim that he spoiled it. LPRC today, we have a brand new building. They used to be in Continuum. The Unity Party government left Continuum. Okay? And we came there, we built a better infrastructure. They should have burned it down. There was a loan process that we started to have our own storage and other things at LPRC. They came, Amos to continue with that at the bank, the loan. Why he didn't say this was bad? Okay? There were other things we started with. Look at MPA today. They play where they're going up and coming down and just dismissing people. They used to be in continuum at MPA. Under the George Weah administration, he constructed a very nice building there. Today they are enjoying it. They're passing all around, taking pictures, they're flashing it on Facebook. But those were things they said that the government was lavishing money yesterday. I mean, Chief, the best thing we can do here now is, as a nation, for me, I'm open to reconciliation. I'm open to that. And that is something that I want to see happening. And I'm asking all of the religious leaders in this country. Yesterday, the religious leaders, most especially the Liberal Council of Churches, I mean, every day there were press conferences all around here. There were just different press conferences every day. Okay? I mean, these are some of the dishonest things I can talk about.
Maybe they are frustrated.
Chief, they don't need to be frustrated. They need to play the same role. People were killed in Kinjaw of recent. They killed Liberians for expressing themselves against a company they think that is imposing on them. People taking resources from them, they think that they are not benefiting. They came out to strike. Let's assume somebody went and burned one Caterpillar machine. Does that worth killing them? And that was under the leadership of Gregory Common. That is under his leadership. Gregory is a young guy. Gregory was incorporated by President Weah. President Weah appointed Gregory Common in his government. President Weah was very nice to Gregory. I'm a friend to Gregory. Gregory and I go to the same church together. He's a young guy. He needs to change his style of leadership. Everybody expected better from him. You cannot reconcile the country in that manner. The issue of the party headquarters, my brother just spoke off his concern. I want to inform the general public that it was not CDC and the family in court for this property. It was families. I mean, mothers, children, brothers were in the court. So they've been in the court since, I think, I don't know how many years. I mean, they couldn't be in court, and obviously you buy the property from one person. So, I mean, whatever that happened to the court there, it was amongst the family. So the party has been going through different negotiation processes, and the party will officially speak to her partisans concerning that matter. I mean, I'm not charged with that responsibility to give that information to the public, but I just thought to inform you that it was not CDC that was in court with the family members. It was family versus family. Like your probably get children, and so, and the person is claiming and this person is claiming, and you decide to go to court. Why it is true you have renter in the place, but you were in court. And you know, President Weah is a peaceful guy. But I want to inform sedition, all seditions in the country, that party headquarters is not what will make President Weah president. What will make President Weah president is our commitment, our loyalty, our hearts. Okay, so that's not an issue. Don't worry about that. We understand that the government has been fighting to make sure that we are not there. That is clear. You know, Waterspoon has been working behind the scene. Waterspoon, Staton, that guy from America, you know. Yeah, he's been fighting, and other people have been fighting, but we don't need to fight. I mean, if what God says, I mean, we'll go by that. And we are people who respect the law. And whatever the law says, I mean, we have to go by that. But I mean, us partisans, let's keep our finger crossed. It is certain and definite that George Weah will be president come 29 October. You sure? Oh, yes, I'm 100% sure. I can put my life on the line for that. I'm very definite about that. Nothing to change about that.
That is strong.
Chief, I'm very strong. All I pray for George Weah now is God should give him long life. That's all I pray for. Every day I go to pray for, I don't ask for any other thing for George Weah. Let God give him long life. Because God has told us that George Weah will be president come 2029, and George Weah will come to end what he started. Thank you. God bless you. God bless the people of Liberia. God bless all seditions, and God bless the people of District Number 9.
Thank you so much. Well, that's the time I've caught up with us onto this edition of the program. Talk about it on Kings 88.9. Been a privilege and opportunity having tough talking and astute honorable Frank Safoko Jr. been our guest on the program this morning. We want to say thank you to all of our callers. Thank you for your comments, suggestions, and recommendations that we follow. Until tomorrow, God willing, at which time we're back with a fresh new presentation of the program. My name is Israel. Boy, we are CA. My boss, AB Godson. We have been alongside giving lovely inspiration. Have a God-blessed day from the nation's capital, Monrovia. Bye-bye.